You're up and it's still dark. Kick back with a cup of joe. You know you've got friends waiting on 1620 The Zone. It's Happer and Schaefer. It's Connor and Mike. Listen on the radio stream or YouTube or podcasts. Anytime it feels right. It's Happer and Schaefer. Happer and Schaefer.
All right, good morning and welcome in. Happy Friday. It's Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. Connor Happer, Mike Schaefer, and Joey Colbert with you. Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are we today?
Fantastic.
Joey seems good.
Sluggish.
Sluggish.
Yeah, we're fighting it over here. We're under attack, but it's all right.
Under attack.
I got a
Nebraska
weekend.
football recruits.
No, not like Nebraska football.
Well,
recruits.
how do we explain the happenings of yesterday?
Which happening?
The Torrey Pittman and Trae Taylor
The
news.
Torrey Pittman, which has nothing to do with anything else related to what's happening.
All I saw was two reports yesterday that came out and said Nebraska football recruits are visiting / being pursued by other schools.
They are being pursued by other schools. That is
Under
true.
attack.
What about Amir Brown saying that
Much
his
like your
recruitment-
immune system.
Yeah, my immune system under much more of an attack, I think. Much more susceptible. I don't know about that necessarily, but what about Amir Brown?
I don't know
And
who
his-
Amir Brown is.
He's the running back committee announced that he's shutting everything down.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no.
He's all locked in on Nebraska.
The defense system is strong.
Yeah, see? It's not all
Except for on
terrible.
those two guys.
No, it is sort of funny how this all kind of rolls together, but the people who want to tie Torrey Pittman and Trae Taylor and everything that happened this week with Trae Taylor together.
I'm not trying to tie them together.
No, I know you aren't, but
Yeah.
many online folks are.
Oh, yeah. People are idiots. We knew that, though.
Yeah.
That's
but
not news.
Just to remind them that
You're
they're
an idiot.
completely and utterly wrong. That's what I mean.
Doesn't mean they're not under attack.
No, well, they
Separate
certainly are
attacks.
being recruited. There's no question about that.
I'm calling it an attack.
That's fair.
It's an attack on Nebraska football's recruits, and they have to stop it. All right. So today, coming up on the show, we have a variety of different guests today. We have coaches coming on the show. This is our coaches show. Jake will join us at 9:15. Not a
Coach Jake Sorensen.
not a coach of anything. That is probably a positive thing. I don't know what the most likely thing Jake would be a coach of, but
That is a great question.
I'm not particularly
Tennis?
sure. Yeah, it'd have to be a small scale
It
operation.
could not be golf because no one can replicate the violence of that swing.
He does have a very
I was-
interesting
I
golf
was-
swing.
I was going to suggest golf, so I'm glad I didn't.
Golf.
No.
I mean, golf is the sport he's probably the best at. But
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not. That's not how you want to learn golf.
It's
He's
like
no
a
Tom
self-made
Amansky.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't know that that's like you can't transpose that on to
No.
anybody else.
No, I don't think so. So Jake will join us at 9:15 or 9:20, and we will talk with Omaha baseball coach Evan Porter coming up at 7:30 today. He recently announced that he'll be stepping down at the end of the season as Omaha makes a push to the top of the summit, if you will, and one more breath at an NCAA tournament. So we will talk to Evan coming up at 7:30 today, and Dan Jackson, the head coach of South Dakota State football, is raring to go. He's excited to talk some football with us this morning, and we are excited to talk some football back with him. He is coming up at 8:30 this morning. That is our lineup today. We'd love to hear from you all, 402-951-1620 on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline. You could call or text that number. Tweeted us at HappenSchafe, at Connor Happer, at Mike J. Schaefer on the Liquid Trucking Zone Twitter feed. Email Connor, Mike, or Joey at 1620thezone.com on the Equitable Bank Zone inbox. And we say good morning to our YouTube streamers this morning. including, oh, look, Debo. Oh, look, and an early appearance from Platcat today. He says, woo, Jason Green Friday.
Whoa.
Jason Green. He has been spreading the good word of Jason Green for a long time now. Long time. Headley shows up. He says, well, what do we have here? And then he's going to say something about how we have beards and are good looking.
I don't mind it.
That's what people have been. That's what Headley's been up to lately. I really appreciate.
He's been complimenting us lately.
Well, yeah, just right at the beginning of the show, he's like, well, what do we have here? We have two guys who are strapping young gentlemen or something like that. You know,
that's very nice of him.
It is. I agree. I think he should keep that bit going. Our city of the day is coming up at 6:45 today.
I got to work on a special graphic for this one.
Oh, there are special things required for this city of the day. We are not going to a big metropolitan area. We are actually going to a city that is it's somewhat hidden. A place where you would go if you don't want to be seen. Another one of those in that category. Unfortunately, for two people who have been in the news a lot recently, they were seen 4 years ago. And that would be Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel, who went on a boat in Cookeville, Tennessee, Putnam County, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's more Putnam County, but Cookeville is the county seat.
So I was looking at the map. It's like a bigger, sort of town, Cookeville, and then Putnam County is like it's the county, obviously, but it's also like it could be referred to as a small area of town as well. Whatever, we're doing Cookeville. It's a decently sized town. And it turns out there are a lot of famous people from there.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right. That's great.
We will talk about them in about a half hour, 45 minutes here. So stay tuned for our city of the day. Elsewhere today on the show, we'll take a look ahead to the weekend in baseball. Well, last weekend we came in under the number dramatically.
Yeah.
Under the number of, I believe we set it at 3.5, and the boys got us just one.
Yeah, one win.
One win last week.
Ouch.
Salvaged that Sunday game, did Creighton.
In the Creighton, Nebraska, how many games are they going to win on the weekend over under that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks? We are 1-1 combined, even though these are numbers we set. We can't help ourselves. This is a weekend where you would really like to get the maximum if you are both teams. So combined, should we go back to 4.5?
I mean,
Iowa's had Nebraska's number. Georgetown is not super terrible. They are not Villanova and Seton Hall terrible, even though they lost 2-3 to Villanova. People forget.
We can go back to 4.5.
I think we should go back to 4.5.
Okay.
I think this is a weekend where both teams are thinking if they get a Friday win, they're going to be thinking, let's step on the throat and go for sweeps this weekend. We need it bad. Creighton is still in the mix for a Big East regular season championship. They won't be if they lose any games this weekend. Nebraska is not in the race for a Big Ten regular season championship because that's been clinched for a week now because UCLA is a wagon and they literally haven't lost any Big Ten games yet. But that's okay. They're still fighting for a regional host spot and seeding, of course, in the Big Ten tournament, which is very much still up for grabs.
Yeah, and they made a rotation change. I'm not sure if you saw this.
I did see it,
but Ty Horn,
see everything.
Ty Horn, who has been the kind of a fireman, I guess, in relief. For
Get
Nebraska.
out the Billy Mays Flex Seal.
Right.
Ty Horn back on Saturday.
Ty Horn in, Cooper Katsky out. Nebraska hoping to get some length from their starting pitchers, which has really been a problem for much of the last month.
Carson Yassa, Ty Horn, and Gavin Blachowicz will go this weekend for the Big Red at home against the Hawkeyes on senior weekend. Oh, man, do we have to talk about the Nebraska-Iowa rivalry and how they've dominated Nebraska and everything?
I mean, we don't have to talk about it.
Well,
it's a big weekend for the Huskers.
So are you taking the over on the 4.5 here?
I am not.
I'm taking the under as well.
Yeah.
I think 2 out of 3 for each
over.
seems most likely to me.
Yeah.
It's hard to project a sweep, I think, for either one of these.
I know. I kind of agree. I kind of
So
agree.
I'm at an under, but it's an under of where it's just 4, not like an under of where it's like 2.
That was the number. That came to my head. Maybe we need to make this harder on ourselves.
Well, I mean, if we said 3.5, are you more
Well,
likely
why
to
can't we
go-
just say 4 and then you have to pick?
Oh wow, okay. I go 4, lean under.
4 lean under.
Yeah,
I would say 4. If it was 4, I would lean over.
okay.
But 4.5 under for the 2 teams this weekend. Well, we got that out of the way quickly. Nice. The NCAA tournament is officially expanded, and the reason why, you will never believe it. It's not simplistic enough to say, nobody's maniacally laughing at this with me. It's not as simple to say it's just for the money. They're doing everything for the money. No. It's specifically so they can make money in a specific way.
That's good.
I can't wait for you all to find out what that is. And another excuse for me to have a rant about this again. Speaking of tournament expansion, I have a question for you. If they do expand the college football playoff, what does that mean for the individual teams that are trying to go to the college football playoff? Because I kind of think it means you have to make it. It's basically the NCAA basketball tournament at that point. You are judged against it. Binary. Right. Make it or don't make it. And if you don't make it for a certain period of time, there are consequences to that. So get ready. Get ready for consequences, I suppose. And also, we saw a couple more teams yesterday get together and decide that they were going to cancel a home and home series and play it at a neutral site. Stop doing this.
You would hope the 24 makes it less likely these get canceled, but it's hard to say.
I don't know. Just stop doing that. We can talk about that as we go on throughout the show today. Also some local news. Maybe we'll play a round of hire, fire, retire.
Ooh.
Schaefer has 3 football players that he's been wanting me to discuss.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go back into my brain and figure out who those were, because that was a couple weeks ago now at this point.
Okay.
But I certainly can come up with 3 players off the cuff if this is something you'd like to do.
Or we could talk about the Donovan Raiola thing.
Yep.
The Donovan Raiola Memorial Award.
Who gets to be the coach that the fans dislike the most?
The whipping boy of the staff.
That should be like a sponsored thing.
What kind of company are we thinking?
I don't know who would fit the best for that, but like it's for the coach that's just going to get dumped on the most as it relates to Nebraska's staff. I think there's a fair amount of ways you can go with this one.
If there were any sound bites of Donovan Raiola going out, like existing, we could go back and then we could take a sound bite and then make an open out of it. Now it's your Donovan Raiola Memorial whipping boy of the staff, and then it's just Donovan Raiola. I remember when he got introduced at Nebraska, and I think it was Keith or whatever. He came in the room. It was like, yeah, Donovan's gonna be out in the hallway talking. I was like, oh, cool. I'll go out there. He talked for less than 120 seconds.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, all right. Well, I guess I'll go back and talk to Mark Whipple, where he's talking about Ben Roethlisberger.
Again.
Yeah. There he goes.
No, there wasn't a lot of words that man was wanting to say.
No.
In a media sense.
No. Text for the 515 early this morning. Some good Friday positivity. Nebraska has finished ahead of Iowa in the Directors' Cup for the entire time they've been in the Big Ten. Every year, every one. But have they finished ahead of them in football standings?
I had no idea about that with the Directors' Cup, because Nebraska was pretty bad a handful of years ago.
Yeah.
So Iowa must have been even worse at it.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. Their other sports are not very good.
Yeah, I mean, they're basically football, basketball, women's basketball. I don't remember ever being good before Caitlin.
They were good, but not that good.
Right.
And Nebraska women's, they were as good as Nebraska women's basketball.
Yeah, I mean, volleyball obviously has never been
terrible.
Near that.
You're terrible.
Baseball has like a moment every now and then, but usually is just okay.
They're terrible.
Yeah, that's probably it.
There you go. That explains that. All right, off and running on a Friday, everybody. We want to hear from you all. 402-951-1620. Rocking and rolling. We are back after this on 1620 The Zone. That's right. These people are idiots. It's been confirmed they have expanded the NCAA tournament.
You're an idiot.
And here is what it looks like. If you're watching along with us on YouTube, here's your new bracket. So get ready. It looks the same, to be honest with you, because you want to know why? Nobody actually cares about the stuff that happens in the first 4, or now the first 12, I suppose.
Yeah, first 12.
It is. I saw some reporting on this last night, and it was pretty heads up stuff. CBS and ESPN, the two main purveyors of the bracket challenges, like I would imagine 90% of America is involved in a CBS or ESPN bracket challenge.
Sounds about right.
They are not going to require you to get all of your picks in before Tuesday, much like they have been currently doing before.
Yeah, there's no reason.
There is no reason.
Yeah.
Which
you still get a 64-team tournament. You just start with that.
It brings us to the main point. There's no reason to do this at all, at least from my perspective.
Co-signed.
However, here is the reason that we were given. Remember, there was a little word that was trickled out last week when it got passed through the next level, and it was like, yeah, we're not going to actually make that much money off of this. That's not why we're doing this. We're not going to make that much money off of it. No big deal. So that turned out to obviously be false. That turned out to not be true. And specifically, it turned out to be false because they changed a couple of rules to go along with it as well. This is from the NCAA. As part of the agreements, the NCAA will open up new previously restricted product categories for the NCAA Corporate Champions and Partners Program, including beer, wine, and spirits, and hard seltzer, and allowing for expanded in-game advertising opportunities during the linear and streaming coverage of the live tournaments. The value of the rights agreement will increase $50 million each year on average over the course of the next 6 years.
Wow.
But that's not why they're doing it. It's because of access.
Yes, because of those mid-major teams that have been waiting and waiting for their opportunity.
I'd like to direct your attention to a Matt Norlander thread from yesterday. He was on the call with on the Zoom or whatever with Dan Gavitt, who is currently the NCAA senior vice president. He says they will be looking at sites for this new mega first 4 as early as next week, and expects to have bids in for evaluation in June, and then have a decision on the second round on the other opening round site for 2027 and 2028 this summer. Remember, we already have Dayton, and they were looking for somewhere west of the Mississippi. Once again, I have this figured out for you. It's Wichita. Go to Wichita. Do not come anywhere near the state of Nebraska.
Stay away.
Unless Lincoln really wants it, then they could have it, and then I can continue to make fun of it.
Lincoln really wants it. There's no question.
They do?
Well, I mean, I haven't talked with anyone specifically.
If Lincoln really wants it, great. You guys should go for it in Lincoln, and I will laugh. You should not want this.
I bet they want it.
Oh, that's not good. Just get a real NCAA tournament game.
They want that.
That is what they should want. Keep wanting that.
Well,
and strive to get it.
I think they're afraid they can't get it.
Well, if you get first 4 games, you're not going to get it real NCAA tournament games.
It might just be settling just so they can get something.
I don't know. Gavitt reinforces previous reporting on Tuesday, Wednesday opening round tips will be similar to what we have right now, which is 5:40 and 8:10, in addition to late afternoon opening tips to accommodate 6 games per day. Gavitt says without the $300 million deal, this is a big one, without the $300 million deal, once again, $50 million over 6 or whatever, NCAA tournament expansion would not have happened. So this opens up extra inventory for them, obviously, because you have new, games that you could put, there's just more inventory. But if they wanted to change the rules and make it available for beer, wine, liquor, spirits,
they didn't need this to do it.
They absolutely didn't need this to do it. This is such a stupid and thinly veiled excuse. Like it's so dumb. if they wanted to open up a new revenue stream and sell alcohol on the commercials, great. Feel free to do that on the thing that you're doing right now. That's you don't have to actually expand the tournament in order to get there. So once again, complete lie. So thank you, NCAA, for lying to it. It's like not like we couldn't see through that immediately. And so they just really wanted to expand the tournament because they want more people in it. And I don't really know why. Gavin adds, anything beyond 76 would force a major change in college basketball's calendar. Anything's possible in 2032 and beyond, but this is the format that will be in place for 2032, and we think for a long time after that. Gavin also conceded that expansion is unpopular amongst sports fans, but emphasized that it was endorsed by every single conference, and that drive from within was a massive force to get to 76 in 2026. That is true in the meeting. Not a single dissenting vote. Not a single dissenting vote. Everyone said absolutely, and no one listened to any of their constituents. Not that they are elected officials, but
I assume they see it as more money for our conference. So
more money for our conference.
Which is naturally why conferences exist, to make money.
That is exactly why conferences exist.
Just to make money, print money, worry about the money. So the rest of us don't have to.
Exactly. Thank you, conferences, for existing and making these very difficult and very unpopular decisions.
And very unnecessary ones, too.
Unpopular, unnecessary, but yes, very, very important. The NCAA tries to sneak in some stats at us in their press release yesterday, and they say this: the additional bids mean 21% of teams have a spot in the NCAA's basketball postseason. Before expansion, championship access for basketball teams was at 18%, the lowest amongst major team sports. Once again, not what this is about. Not what this is about. However, we could take the same numbers that everybody is looking at and see how many teams actually make the NCAA tournament and realize that it's not necessarily about how many teams out of Division I make the NCAA tournament. It's how many teams out of high major teams make the NCAA tournament. They call them A4, Power 4, whatever you'd like to call them. Here's some numbers that refute or, that look a little bit different, but use the same set of numbers. Last season, 35 of the 68 autonomy conference members, that is 51% of them, made the NCAA tournament, which is the most in sports, right? Not 50% of the NFL teams make it, not 51% of MLB teams make it, and not 51% of NHL teams make it. As much as the commissioners of those leagues would like to see it happen, they have not yet achieved those numbers. We know that the bids are not going to be spread evenly throughout all the levels of Division I. We know that this is just to get like 3 more high major teams in. And that's what they're going to do. Congratulations to them. And now you will have half of the high major teams. Probably that's a safe number. Half of the high major teams make the NCAA tournament.
I would love to meet the person that was campaigning on the idea that you needed to do this because you didn't have as many teams in the postseason as other sports.
I know. Yeah. Amazing.
It's like you have the most. There's no other sport that has as many teams as college basketball, right?
No, 68
at a D1 level.
76 now. Yeah.
But what I mean, though, is total, like, programs.
You're talking about, like, 300 whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe there'd be that many track teams, but...
I don't think so.
I mean, that's just a lot of teams. And basketball is one of the least barrier to entry sports there is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also just so wholly irrelevant, whether it's 18 or 21%.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who cares about that 3% number?
No, but it's just the guys, once again, that they're trying to tell us.
I get it.
They're like, hey, it's because of the access. You have to do the access. It's like, yeah, we already have the access. It's already easy enough to make, like, it's honestly, without the first 4, how it has existed over the last several years, it was a pretty perfect setup, I thought. Like, it blended the line of difficult to make it, but not impossible to make it. And
rewarding you for having a good season.
Right.
not necessarily punishing you, but you don't get rewarded if you have a so-so season.
It's funny because I've heard coaches come out, like college basketball coaches come out, and this is both high major and mid-major coaches come out, and they've been like, yeah, I really don't like the part where it devalues our regular season. I like that we have to have a really good season in order to make the NCAA tournament.
Yeah.
And if you apply some of the things, that it's going to look like going forward to how it looked last year, and you look at some of the teams that are going to get in now instead, it just waters down the tournament. It completely dilutes it. And now the retort has been, well, cool. If you aren't already paying attention in the first four, now you're still not going to pay attention in the first four. That is true, but teams are going to be out there going to be saying that hey, look, we can get to the NCAA tournament. And once you get to the NCAA tournament, you do have access to it. Once again, it doesn't give you the ability, like this is not about upward mobility. This is not your chance to, like, yes, of course we are leaving teams on the table who have a chance to advance in the NCAA tournament. Of course, you could pick the 100th best team in the country that isn't in the NCAA tournament, and hell, that probably didn't even make the college basketball crown or whatever, and they'd be capable of winning a game in the NCAA tournament. Of course. But that's not what this is about. It's not about when you get there, your chance to win it. And the thing is, it makes it so messy, and we could put this bracket up again. It makes it so messy in those areas where you just really, like, you know, you could be running into a really hot 12 seed or a really hot 11 seed that shouldn't have been in the NCAA tournament in the first place. And not that we need to reward fives or anything like that, but it is a wrench that's thrown into the equation when and every team that's got beaten by a first four team over the last 10 plus years could attest to this. Like, it does throw a wrench into the equation when you're playing a team who has already won a game when you play them in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Most of the time those teams do advance. Yeah, well, I just don't, it ruins the seed lines of all of these different things. Like, you're not only not rewarding teams that finish in the top, 16 or whatever it is, because you're going to end up playing a team that's of a better caliber now. I mean, you're doing that across all of the top seeds. Like, you're taking out how many teams to play for a 16 seed now, or whatever it is. What's the lowest end seed that you play for? You still play for 16s. So there'd be 3 games playing for 16s then, basically? There's 4. It appears as if there's 4 now. So that's 8 teams, right? So those teams that wouldn't have made the tournament anyways, that's your 15 and 16 seeds. So you're going to have 16, you're going to have 4 16-16s. You're going to have 4 12-12s. You're going to have 2 11-11s, and you're going to have 2 15-15s. Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, you're already making everyone else's first round game slightly more difficult and not rewarding them for what they did across the Also, when we talk about access, I mean, think about the 16s as well. We're talking about 4 playing games for 16s now. I mean, that's 4 AQs. Yeah, that's 4 additional AQs. Removed access from some teams, correct, who are not going to make the field of 64. So not only is this entire thing to make it. This is the point that I was trying to make, but could not get there, I guess. Not only are you making it so more high conference teams get in, you are effectively taking teams that would have been in the normal field of 64 and now making them play their way in. You're just lowering the bar. For really no reason. You're just lowering the bar. Like, they don't actually make the NCAA tournament because they don't make the field of 64. They can just say that they made the NCAA tournament, right, because they won their conference, but they get to play a 16 and they don't get to actually go to the real dance. They have to play it in Dayton and Wichita, or whatever the hell it's going to be. Dumb. Very dumb. I will not stop talking about how this is dumb. I will never get over this. So just so you guys know, I will be talking about this a lot. Well, they'll keep adding a little detail here or there, so it'll keep popping up in the news every week. And also they could sell high noon. Yeah, seltzers. Look at that. That's what we need. Congratulations. And more advertising. You've done a great job, and it's good to know that you all are listening to us, the fans. We'll take a break. We will have our city of the day on the other side on 1620 The Zone.
We learned this city. We learned this city on Happen. Schaefer learned this city. We learned this city on Happen. Schaefer.
It's time to learn this city. Shout out to Sam, who puts these press releases together on behalf of us. Says he sent this to Cookeville, Tennessee, which is our city of the day. Your city has been named City of the Day by Happer and Schaefer in a local sports talk show on 1620 The Zone in Omaha. This selection has entered you into the convention of City of the Year by Happer and Schaefer and their loyal listeners, and that could mean big things for your municipality. This may include, but is not limited to, a shout out to your city on 1620 The Zone, an 8 to 10 minute radio segment discussing your city's culture, fun facts, and influence, an automatic qualification to the Happer and Schaefer City of the Year, a potential site of a future Happer and Schaefer World Tour radio show at a local gas station, potential economic incentives from Happer and Schaefer's listening audience, a free coupon for an assessment of your current urbanization and infrastructure plan by interstate expert producer Joey. On behalf of all of us at Happer and Schaefer, we thank you for sharing your city with us and look forward to potential future partnerships between your city and the Happer and Schaefer community.
Done.
I could stamp all of that.
I love it.
Tremendous stuff.
Cookeville, Tennessee. Now, there's always a reason why are we heading to Cookeville, Tennessee. It is the area of the country that housed another meetup between Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel, according to some sleuthing by TMZ yesterday. A nice long boat outing on a boat in June of 2021. They had the signed documents of their boat rental, and apparently they also reported in there that they were both asked to take pictures, and Rossini said no, and Vrabel said yes, but he said don't put them on social media. And then I don't know where those pictures have been or gone or anything like that. But
Well, if you're watching on the video stream,
oh boy,
it could potentially look something like this, minus me, Connor, and Schaefer.
yeah, we were not there. We're just looking out for the best of everybody. Also, that skyline is not Cookeville, Tennessee.
No.
This is the home of Tennessee Tech University. Tennessee Tech University. It is a college town for all intents and purposes, but it has been the home of many famous people before. How about this? The home of Mac Brown. Mac Brown, Billy Napier,
Oh boy.
Michael Penix,
The quarterback,
JJ Redick,
the basketball
Whoa.
coach,
Maria Taylor.
the reporter.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's there's a lot of different stuff going on
Wow.
in Cookeville, Tennessee. Somehow,
Not just
some
a place for clandestine meetings.
I can't believe I can't remember. There was a nickname for it. The hub of the Cumberlands, the hub of the Upper Cumberlands. It's near the Cumberland Mountains. People have sang about the Cumberland Mountains before, but this is the hub of the Upper Cumberlands is Cookeville, Tennessee. So it really makes sense why Diana and Mike went to, get away here for a couple hours. I wonder what they were talking about on that boat.
They're probably just going over the Titans roster, what needed to change, how he could make it back to the AFC Championship game, I'm sure.
They could have done that over the phone, probably.
Well, that's not nearly as scenic as Cookeville.
That's
Tennessee
true.
would be.
That's true. You like to do your work with a nice little background and / on a boat.
Try to figure out how Rossini could be queen of Tennessee because they had King Henry.
Interesting. Interesting. All right. What's Al telling you?
It's frequently ranked as one of Tennessee's best small cities to live in.
Wow.
37,000 is the population.
Mm-hmm.
So it's bigger than I would have guessed when I initially suggested this.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
It made sense.
I was thinking
to me.
county seat, it was going to be like 15,000 people. So it's about double the size or a little more than that I was expecting.
It's about 80 miles from Nashville. And along which interstate, Joey?
Interstate 40.
You got it.
Wow.
Well,
Have you been on Interstate 40? You act like this is just
No,
normal.
I've been on it for a bit. I've been on it for a bit in Oklahoma and then parts
Okay.
of New Mexico and Arizona.
Have you ever ventured into Tennessee?
No, I've never been to Tennessee.
Tennessee's got to be on the list.
I've been to every state except for pretty much the southeastern states in the Pacific Northwest, and then there's North Dakota and Alaska.
Definitely
And
spent some
Vermont.
time on Interstate 40. Interstate 40 is
Yeah, I
Yeah,
figured
runs-
you were well versed with Interstate 40.
Interstate 40 for sure.
Making
Runs
your
from
trips to North
California,
Carolina.
Arizona, New Mexico, Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Arkansas.
not in the west side.
a lot of Tennessee. That's for sure.
How much Mr. Deeds do you think you've watched on Interstate 40?
Probably 2.5 viewings
Whoa,
at least.
incredible.
At least.
It's like about
and-
400 miles through.
Thank you.
It's west to east.
And then the rest of the time I was just looking at the atlas of Interstate 40. You know,
It's wonderful.
yeah, a lot of mountainous travel.
Yeah, Coombs Falls State Park nearby Cookeville. This is the site of one of Tennessee's most famous waterfalls.
Oh,
So, like I said, a huge nature hub, big outdoor city.
that's probably why they went there.
And I saw
Do you want the 30
nice
second
picture.
the 30-second read that they gave me here?
Absolutely. Here's your promo.
Cookeville, Tennessee, population around 37,000, is known as the hub of the Upper Cumberland region. Located between Nashville and Knoxville along Interstate 40, it's home to Tennessee Tech University and serves as a center for healthcare, education, and manufacturing. But what really puts Cookeville on the map is the outdoors, especially Coombs Falls State Park, one of the most scenic waterfall spots in the South. It's a college town with Appalachian roots and easy access to some of Tennessee's best nature.
All right. There you go. No airport or anything like that. No commercial passenger airports in the area. Most people just go to Nashville.
Yeah.
Which makes a lot of
How
sense.
far is it from
80 miles.
Knoxville?
Knoxville.
It's in between the two of
100.
them.
So
yeah,
it's in between.
It's basically about halfway.
You could probably go to
between.
Knoxville Airport over there.
Yeah, but
it's-
Nashville is big and close.
I know, but it's also a decent sized airport. In
why would you
Knoxville.
fly out of Knoxville when you could fly out of Nashville?
I don't know.
Joey just
I
doesn't
don't
want to
know.
go to Nashville.
Why don't you want to go to Nashville?
I don't like country music.
Well, they have a lot of that in Knoxville too.
Plus,
Yeah,
I'm
they
still
might have even
I'm
not
still-
more, but
Yeah.
their own brand of country music there.
I'm still mad that Nebraska canceled that series against Tennessee. I want to go to Knoxville next year to watch a Nebraska-Tennessee football
You
game.
would have used Interstate 40.
Yes,
Joey just wants to.
I want
use
to
Interstate
venture
40.
into Tennessee.
We ask our seminal question: could Matt McMaster live here?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm with you, Schaefer. I don't think
I
so.
don't know. Like he's found
It's too,
these walks,
it's too
right?
quiet and it's too
Outdoorsy. I don't think he's
Yeah.
that outdoorsy.
it's not industrial enough.
Sure.
I just
I agree.
imagine Matt with, like a lot of these places that we've put him at, they've been like hard coal towns,
Right.
Like
Well-
steel or coal or like he's got something on his face.
Blue collar
I
town.
mean,
Yeah.
it's not that he couldn't fit in with the manufacturing side of the people over there.
Yeah.
I just don't know that. Like, I don't think a Matt McMaster in an outdoor hub of a city makes it.
I don't think this is where we want to put him.
No.
I don't think he could do
I
it.
don't even know what he would talk about sports talk wise there.
No, there would not be any sports talk.
Tennessee Tech, probably not very good at anything.
I cannot imagine. So
sure Tennessee's popular over there.
here's what they
Those
have.
balls.
Here's what they have for media. So Matt could do it. Major daily newspaper is the Herald Citizen, which does publish in print and online formats daily, Sunday through Friday. How about that? Cookeville is the headquarters of the Upper Cumberland Business Journal, a quarterly business newspaper serving the 14-county Upper Cumberland region. Cookeville is home to one broadcast television station, WCTE TV 22. That is inappropriate. WCTE. Here's your
Incredible.
host, Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
Someone that could definitely live there.
Let's see what else. Any radio stations or anything like that? 13 FM and 3 AM radio stations.
Okay.
Also, Tennessee Tech's University Campus Radio Indie station operates on WTTU 88.5 FM. I don't see any. There are. Let's see. Yeah, there is one talk radio. So 3 talk radio stations. WPTN The Eagle 106.1 FM and AM 780 Sports. Also WHUB The Hub, 107.7 FM and AM 1400 News, and WUCT News Talk 94.1 FM and 1600 AM.
Look at that. So
don't
there
know.
are options.
I don't know what their format is. I don't know. They're probably just taking Dan Patrick all day long, but whatever it might be. Maybe they got a live show on there an hour a day or something like that to cover the Upper Cumberlands. I bet high school football is a big deal.
Oh yeah, I definitely can see that. I mean, Tennessee is a state where I would assume, much like the South, football is a big deal down there. A lot of recruits come out of the Nashville area and Memphis. I don't know of anybody off the top of my head, football recruit wise, that would have been from this particular area.
Well, I mean, Michael Penix.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying to think of anybody Nebraska's actually attempted to recruit out of that area.
That could be another weekly thing that we throw into this segment. Has Nebraska ever tried to recruit anybody from here?
It's either going to be like a ton because it's a large enough city where or it's like that one time this one guy.
Maybe. And he
got an offer and he tweeted about it, but that was it.
But then he went under attack and he was recruited by other schools or something like that. Also, Jack Norton is from Cookeville. He's a children's musician and host of children's television show, The Zing Hoppers.
Oh, never
Have you heard of
this.
The Zing Hoppers?
No.
I haven't either. I figured one of us in this room would have heard of The Zing Hoppers.
They're
definitely not me.
A variety of generations.
Their most recent sports success is they made the women's basketball team made the NCAA tournament while winning the OVC in 2025.
Nice.
So they're no longer in the Ohio Valley. They moved to Southern.
Oh, okay. The SoCon?
SoCon.
Okay. Headley says, I go to Pigeon Forge every year and we'll be there again in a few weeks. It's a beautiful area. Everybody should visit. Morgan Wallen is from over that way.
It's out in the mountains.
Yeah, it is. It is really beautiful out there.
Oh, I believe it.
There's no doubt about it. True story. So wherever Diana and Mike decide to, it's revealed that they have traveled to next on their various excursions over the last 6+ years. Who knows how much longer? We might head there for City of the Day. This could be a never-ending treasure trove of content for us.
It just depends on what comes out next week.
We are excited.
We appreciate the ideas.
All right, let's take a break. 7 o'clock hour is coming up. We want to hear from you guys. 402-951-1620 on the show today. Plenty to come. Evan Porter, Dan Jackson, Jake Sorensen, all still in the final 3 hours of Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone. As we know, Joey really wants to go to Knoxville. It's something we learned about him in the last segment. We got a tweet from Creighton Sam. Be jealous, Joey. The Knoxville Sun Sphere. This led to us during the break, so it's a picture of him in front of this giant spherical-looking tower. And this led to us for the entire 4.5 minutes of the break looking up what this was, the Knoxville Sun Sphere. Apparently, it was a landmark, basically, that denoted that the World's Fair was there in 1982, and you could go up there and you could spend $2, take the elevator, go to the top of the Sun Sphere, and just go to the observation deck. Also, they would have a food item up there called the Sun Burger and a rum and fruit juice cocktail called the Sunburst.
I would try the Sunburst.
I would
definitely
too.
try it.
It sounds tremendous. This is an 266-foot tall giant tower with a disco ball on top of it. That's basically what it is. Schaefer knew it from an episode of The Simpsons, which it was depicted in 1996.
Yeah, that I hadn't thought about the Sun Sphere since the last time I would have seen that episode, but then it came back to me.
Episode's called Bart on the Road, where him, Nelson, Martin, and Milhouse go to Knoxville to visit the World's Fair, only to learn that they are a decade too late. In the episode, the Sun Sphere has become a dilapidated storage warehouse for a wig store called the Wig Sphere. Nelson then throws a rock at the Sun Sphere, causing it to topple over and land on top of the rental car, destroying it and stranding them in Knoxville. There is a script to this day at the top in the globe of the Sun Sphere in Knoxville. There is a script to that episode of The Simpsons and Simpsons-related memorabilia on display inside of the Sun Sphere.
Did you ever get into The Simpsons?
No.
I never really got into the show. I got into the movie, but just the show.
It's not that I didn't like
ran
it.
its course.
It never really it never came to me. You know what I mean? Like shows just kind of have to plop themselves in front of you as a kid.
I totally get it.
That never happened.
Yeah. So for me, it was a lot of the syndicated at 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
During the week. And then also the new episodes would be on Sunday following the NFL run. And then you'd have The Simpsons. You'd have Malcolm in the Middle. It's just a whole night of television.
Yeah. Siddler says not a lot of Simpsons fans on this show, huh? One Simpsons fan. Yeah, we definitely have one Simpsons fan. Who's a big Bruntz always does this to me where he's like, yeah, it's like that one episode of The Simpsons. And I'm like, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, Bruntz is a Simpsons guy. Jake Sorensen has become a Simpsons guy.
Really?
Yeah. He would text me. It was during COVID. He was watching The Simpsons a fair amount.
No kidding.
Yeah. Tim Verghese is apparently a big Simpsons guy. I found that out yesterday.
Is that from his virus tweet?
No, I don't think his virus tweet made him a Simpsons guy.
No.
His virus tweet was about game night, I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
it was the meme of the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The officer from game night.
Yeah.
Played by Jesse Plemons / Landry / Todd.
Yeah.
That's what everybody knows him as.
That's a guy. Sam follows up, by the way, a picture from the top of the Knoxville Sun Sphere, which it has the slanted windows where you're kind of looking straight down at the ground like they do in the St. Louis Arch, which is sort of terrifying, by the way, when you think about it.
I think Sears Tower is a little bit that way too.
Oh yeah, don't
it is.
they actually move the windows?
Mm-hmm.
They do.
That is scary. I do not want to do that. I need some ground underneath me. You know what I mean?
Well, it's ground. It's just a long way underneath of you.
I don't love it that much. It says me and the rest of the Creighton alumni pep band playing at the women's basketball NCAA tournament found it slightly underwhelming. I would imagine so, but I would also imagine that there's not a lot of things to do in Knoxville. But now later that you could have just gone up to Cookville and hung out in a lake on a boat.
You gotten on a boat?
Apparently they have pretty cheap boat tours out there. Your own private boat tours.
So weird.
John writes in, is Schaefer okay? He sounds like he was dancing in the rain.
Yeah, it's rough. It is rough. I knew yesterday that today was going to be bad, and it was just very much try to get to the weekend mode over here.
I think you can make it.
Yeah, no, There's 3 hours and change left. I'll be fine.
Old Man Doug says, I'm a Simpsons guy. Longest running show ever. Maybe you guys are the exception. What do you mean? Schaefer loves The Simpsons.
Yeah, I was a huge fan.
He was a huge Simpsons guy. I just didn't watch it. It's not that I didn't like
care.
it.
I just didn't care.
Yeah, I
for it.
haven't watched it in a long time. It continues to go, and I don't have the same interest in it. But for like a 12-year stretch, very interested.
You get all the references and things like that. That's really all you need to watch a show for to understand the references. Signed, Matt McMaster. All right. Oh, wow. Did Bud Elliott delete this tweet last night? I was gonna build.
God, I haven't thought about Bud Elliott.
I was gonna build this whole segment off of this. Okay, it looks like he just put it out and re-put it back up. So, if the college football playoff had been 24 teams instead of 12 over the last 2 years, here's some of the things that it would have looked like: 24 extra bids, obviously, 23 unique teams added. BYU is the only repeat. SEC and Big 12 benefit most. Expansion equals access, but not necessarily parity, is what he says. Obviously, Nebraska would not have made it in any of those previous 2 years. The initial one that he put out was like teams that absolutely should be making the playoff every year if the thing goes to 24. Maybe he found that to be too salacious or something like that.
That's never stopped him before.
It never stopped him at all before. So it led to this idea in my head of like, okay, if you expand the college football playoff to 24, it sort of does become like the NCAA basketball tournament, where it becomes, well, the previous version of the NCAA basketball tournament. Now everything is different, but
now this one has 21% representation,
right.
Which is still less than what the college football playoff
that is true.
will have.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah,
better bump it up, basketball.
21%.
You're falling behind.
Since definitely all 380 teams have a chance to make it, or whatever it is. Yeah, people are definitely saying that. But anyway, you expand the college football playoff to 24, and it becomes this really, like, we thought this would happen at 12, and well, we haven't had enough time to really evaluate and understand the
I think we're going to look back at 12 and be like, they did it right.
Yeah,
they somehow found their way to the right team.
I still don't know.
Right,
I still don't know why we never did 8, and we did 4 for a long time, or a long time in new college football years, I suppose. Not a long time in old college football years, but a long time. And we're going to probably end up at 24 starting next season. That's the way that this seems like it's definitely heading. It's the same sort of wording and phrasing that you've heard for them thinking about expanding the NCAA tournament and then expanding the NCAA tournament. By the way, all this stuff has Tony Petitti and Greg Sankey's fingerprints all over it. So nice job by those guys. Complete idiots. So they are going to expand it, and it becomes this like almost black and white line, I think, of, all right, that's a pretty reasonable goal now to get to the college football playoff. It is not that far-fetched to get to the college football playoff when it is 24. It is less far-fetched, obviously, from 12 to 4. But I think what we found in the sample size of the 3 years, basically, that we're going to do the 12-team playoff, that it is there is still a challenge there. You have to be a top 15 team, obviously, and the regular season still matters a little bit. When you double it up to 24, like I said, it becomes a pretty hard line.
Yeah.
And so what happened in basketball is you are judged whether you make it or not. Some teams are judged whether they advance or not, right? The big wigs, the teams that are always advancing, the teams that are always in contention for the national championship are judged on whether they advance. That will happen in football as well. But for most teams, for teams 15 through 40 or whatever in the country, they will be judged on whether they make it or not. And almost exclusively that is what has happened in basketball. And so I think you start to put some like hardcore parameters on coaches, and you say, hey man, like look, you could go back to them at the end of 3 years and say, look, you haven't made the NCAA tournament, because that's what it ends up kind of being. You haven't made the college football playoff in 3 years. We got to get there. What's wrong? Everybody else is doing it. Like, you'll go through a cycle where in a 3-year time period or a 5-year time period, you're in an 18-team conference, and probably at least 2/3, maybe more, will have made the playoff once. That will happen with it when it's 24 teams. And so if you're not one of those, there should be some real life consequences. And so you can apply those to Nebraska and say, hey, look, it might not seem like you're ready to go to the college football playoff right now. But my goodness, if you don't start making it especially when it's 24, there are going to be some consequences that come off of that.
Yeah. I mean, I already thought when it was 12, it would be obtainable for Nebraska if they reached a certain level. Now at 24, I mean, just being a top 25 team effectively puts you into the college football playoff. Getting to the top 25 has been an issue for Nebraska, certainly over the last decade. But you think about the Bo Pelini era, all of those teams would have been college football playoff teams at that point in time.
Absolutely.
So it's not like
every single one of them.
It's not like the standard is that high. 2016 would have been the last year that somebody would have made it representing Nebraska, and then we know what's followed. But no, I don't think that's that high of a standard.
Would have been in the realm of it, right? Like, that's what I always say, I guess, for basketball. Now we can sort of apply some of this basketball logic over to football, because it actually, it transfers over pretty well. Like, what I would always say for Nebraska basketball is like, yeah, like a school with that NCAA tournament success, obviously prior to this past year, you're looking at is like, yeah, in order to feel like this has been a success, or we have a pretty good coach or whatever, I think they need to be playing meaningful games in late February and into March, like every year, be on the cusp of making the NCAA tournament. Some years you're way in, some years you're on the bubble, but I think they need to be in that sphere basically every year. Nebraska needs to be, if they're moving the playoff for football to 24, Nebraska needs to be in that conversation every single year. Point blank, period. There is no excuses. They need to be in the conversation every year, which means you're going to have, 6 or 7 wins going into November. You're a top 25-ish type of team.
Which, in fairness, they've done the last couple of years. They just don't win in November. I mean, this is where it comes back to, I don't worry about what Ohio State is doing right now. I don't worry about Indiana or Oregon. For me, with Nebraska, it's so much of proving that you can get into the upper middle of this conference. Because if you do that, then you have the ability to be in the college football playoff every year. We talk about Iowa and Nebraska. If they can get to Iowa's level, that's a college football playoff team almost every year. The problem is, I don't know how close Nebraska is to doing that. And so then it's like,
I know. That's what I'm saying, which is why I think it's good. Like, put some real stuff on this. Like,
it creates an actual standard of which needs to be achieved in a time threshold. Like, what the time threshold is.
I mean, I hate the idea of moving to 24. Like, don't get me wrong. I hate all this playoff expansion that is happening right now, but at least it puts some real life parameters on this stuff. Like, if he goes, like, let's say if they do this next year, which I think they will, and obviously, they win whatever 7 games this year, 6 games this year. They don't make the playoff next year. They don't make the playoff the year after that. They don't make the playoff the year after that. Then what are we doing here? He has to be fired at that point.
I mean, I think you're sort of at the point where in 2027 you have to be knocking on the playoffs door to otherwise there's a real conversation coming.
Mm-hmm.
At that point in time, because you're 5 years into it then. And if you're not a top 25 team in 5 years, that's a lot of time to have not accomplished anything.
Agreed.
So,
and then when they hire the new coach, whoever that new coach is, you got to say, hey, look, man, we're going to be in the playoff like now, 3 years.
Which again comes back
there's no rebuild. There's no restart. Like, we got to go.
Right.
It's time.
And so then that you end up potentially in that cycle where if it doesn't work right away in year one, that coach just abandons all principles.
On the other side, you will see a lot of the schools that I mentioned before, the tier 1, I suppose, the top 15, whatever, they will make the playoff every year. They will just not advance far enough in the playoff.
Right.
And then those people will be firing their coaches
which is already sort of happening. So it's going to happen at probably even higher level. So
nice job by once again our boys Tone and Sankey, the Sank man, for just really creating a nice air of instability in our sport. Like, we love that. We love when stuff changes all the time. We love when the parameters aren't so. We love when the rules don't exist. We love beer commercials also, by the way. Thank you. And we love creating an environment that lends itself to firing people and paying out $60 million buyouts every year. Thanks.
I really think at some point the contracts for coaches have to change, where there's no reason to have.
No, there's never been
7, 8. Well, yeah, I agree with that. Nobody's lobby has done a better job than the coaches convincing people. I mean, the agents just continually destroy.
This is what I always say, Schaefer. Like, you're right. It sounds easy. All someone would have to do is say no. But that's not, because they could leverage that into other jobs, and they could use it against the people that they're going to end up working for. Like, it's the same thing with everything else in college sports, and why it is blown up to this regard, and why so much senseless money is being spent in so many senseless places, is because everyone else will take advantage of it, because everyone else is looking out for themselves.
Right. The other issue of college football specifically is that you have just a handful of super agents. And so if you make one of those agents mad, as Penn State found out with Jimmy Sexton, I'm
Jimmy Sexton, and I'm mad.
You lose a huge candidate pool.
Yeah.
And then it becomes impossible to get those coaches.
John writes in, will schools that give a bonus to the head coach for making the college football playoff adjust the contracts if it expands to 24? I don't know. That's a good question. I'm not sure. I mean, probably. Yeah, you get a bonus for making it.
You would think that there'd be like a little bit of a
some sort of small bonus. Let's see. I got some. I got the next thing here. John also says, with the way the players are allowed to transfer now, coaches don't need to always have at least 4 years on the contract. No, they do not. They absolutely do not.
It'd be nice if it was just 4 years, but we're still at 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, that is a made-up thing that coaches said a long time ago. That
it
was like, we need to do it for recruiting.
DeBoer just signed, an 8-year extension?
I can't operate on a 2-year contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
There's just no reason for that at all.
No reason to extend Matt Rule and give him a $60 billion buyout.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agreed at the time. I felt like the smartest thing to do is just let it all play out, but that's not what happened.
Mustache Adam writes in, he says, so in a 2014 playoff era, does Nebraska keep firing coaches after year one if they can't get into the conversation to avoid them abandoning their principles and fix the issues until they find the one? Great question. Do we fire them faster now? Maybe that's a great idea. Because we know what happens after year one. All of a sudden they change. They abandon their principles. They spiral out of control. And then you're sitting there wondering if they're good or not for 4 years.
Right.
But we actually haven't figured that out because we don't know who they are. It's the endless cycle, or at least for the last two coaches it has been.
Places that churn and burn like Auburn, Tennessee, Nebraska that are perpetually on that edge of you want to be good, you want to be great, you want to recapture what you were. There's going to be a lot of coaches that go through this whole thing.
Yep.
So it would behoove Nebraska to figure out how to win football games for a variety of reasons, but in particular over the next 2 years.
Here, by the way, send in your Friday shout outs. We forgot to say that as well. I forgot that segment existed once again, as I always do. So I'll write it on the sheet. And we already got a Friday shout out from Chris, and that's what reminded me of this. We appreciate that. So get in your Friday shout outs. Those are coming up today at 8:45. By the way, did you see that before we take a break and we talk with a college baseball coach after this? We'll talk about a college related thing yesterday. Did you see that the operating system for like basically school which is on the internet now, got hacked yesterday.
I saw this as a topic. I did not see this as a story.
So Canvas, which is the, and by the way, it is finals week across America. Everybody, not everyone, I guess I don't know what the percentage of schools that use this thing to basically do school, for lack of a better term, I suppose, got hacked yesterday. Everybody got a message at the same time. It was like, we're here, one of those things. It's like, we have hacked your system. Good luck. We will negotiate or something like that. And it all went down yesterday on Thursday of a very popular finals week for many colleges across the country. This has caused widespread
yeah,
panic.
like what are you supposed to do?
I don't know. You just have to, like, the professors have to just email them and say, hopefully you've taken your final, but like, hopefully it's over and we're good. I mean, we can't put your grades in and basically academia in
chaos
in college is at a complete standstill right now.
That's incredible.
It's not a good thing. It is not a good thing. Although I sit here and I am laughing at it. It's not a good thing.
Could not be considered a good thing though. If you were trying to avoid that test, you might have gotten out of it.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I don't know how it
I don't
work.
think that they have to. I don't think that there's a world where like you could take your, it's like, oh, well, I guess I don't have to take this test now. Now I get an A. That was always the dream scenario. Everybody gets an A. No,
it was yesterday, 16 years ago. Yesterday, I found out that I was going to graduate in 2010 after turning in a book report to get enough credit for a math class to bump it to a pass fail.
Oh, wow.
So I was like just on the fail line. And I was like, hey, is there anything we can do here? I can graduate this week.
I can do it literally right now.
He's like, yeah, just read this book. Write me a 2-page paper.
Wow, you got a dream scenario.
Yeah,
you're lucky Canvas didn't shut down.
Always find the TAs.
Win-win.
The TAs as acting professors, they don't care. They're not on a tenure track.
They're just there for the credit.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, nice.
It was
Just
a
like
big
me.
win for me
You fleeced college.
because I did not have to explain to my family, which was already coming to my graduation ceremony,
Probably a little
as
bit.
to why I wasn't graduating.
They would have been a little bit confused as to why you weren't graduating.
Wouldn't have went well, and then I had to retake the class, which would have went worse.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. Good luck to everybody out there in academia who's trying to navigate through all these challenges today. My thoughts are with you. When we come back, we will bring up Evan Porter. So Evan announced last week that he is going to be stepping down at the end of the season as Omaha's baseball coach. They have a season left to finish out. They're a pretty good team. They're going to have a chance to, be in the mix for an NCAA tournament spot. It'll be a challenge to do so. So we'll talk with Evan about the rest of their season, and then what lies ahead for him and for Omaha baseball. He's an Omaha lifer after all. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this on 1620 The Zone. All right, welcome back. More of Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone, 1620thezone.com. A big weekend series for Omaha baseball this weekend as they're down in Tulsa taking on the top team in the Summit League, Oral Roberts. Omaha right there in second place. We're joined now on the Prairie Flower Casino Zone hotline by the coach of the Mavs, Evan Porter. Coach, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Connor. It's good to hear your voice. How are you?
Good to talk to you. So let's talk about this group right now. Last weekend going out to Northern Colorado and taking the series with a big win on Sunday. Also saw the speech afterwards. Like, how do we feel about this group as we come down the stretch and 6 games left?
Well, I'm proud of the way these guys have handled their business really the entire year. We've had more, injuries than I think I can remember as far as guys getting sidelined early on this season and throughout the year. So, resiliency is always something you want to see out of your teams, no matter what part of the season it is, but especially coming down into the final week. So last weekend was a great series win. I think we used every guy that was available on a Sunday game, which is always the hardest game of the series because everyone's low on pitching and tired and, coming off playing 2 days prior. So, to answer your question, I'm proud of the guys, the resiliency they've shown throughout the year. And now we got a big test coming up this weekend down here in Tulsa.
What's kind of the mental process, or what are you telling the guys to sort of keep them locked in here as you come towards the end?
Yeah, the message is pretty much similar to what we've been doing all year as far as staying present, day by day. And I think we talked about last night at our practice down here at Oral Roberts, just, we're trying to eliminate as many distractions as we can to focus on this year's team. And the reality is that this is the seniors team, right? Like this is their final season playing college baseball. And that needs to be the focus of playing for them and playing for each other. And that's the message within the group.
So, I said last week when the news came out that this is going to be it for you after this season as the head coach of the Mavs. One of the things that you and I always talk about in our chats over the last several years now, you always ask about my family, and we always talk about family and stuff like that. And so when it comes across and it says, well, my oldest son just started Little League and I'm going to be at every single game, that just made a lot of sense to me from you. What was the thought process? How difficult was it to ultimately come to the decision that you did within the last couple of weeks here?
Sure. Well, let me preface that with I always enjoy talking about our young families, Connor, and commiserating over how little sleep we get in those early years. And and it's a challenge, right? But it was a very difficult decision for me. There's so many great things going on at UNO right now with, we've got our stadium, we've got the new clubhouse coming. There's just a buzz around campus and that's really hard to walk away from. But ultimately, as simple as I can put it is, I feel like, I don't know if I can wholeheartedly give my all to being a father and to be a head coach at this stage in my life. And I'm going to choose my family. And like you mentioned, my son started Little League. So this is his first season and I've missed about half his games so far. And I feel like I still have a chance to see all their events, whether it be Little League or whatever it is. I want to be there and it's coaching is it's an amazing job and it's fun. And there's so many incredible things and relationships that you make. But I still have a chance to see my kids' childhoods and be at their events growing up. And I'm not going to miss that.
What's the early scout on your son in Little League so far?
I don't know. We're talking about his favorite thing is getting big league chew at the concession stand. So that's
so he's got good taste, is what you're telling
important.
me here.
Yeah, exactly. Watermelon, I think, is his favorite flavor. So
nice, good call by him. So you've been around UNO baseball for forever. I mean, like, take me back to the start of the journey for you as you're at Miller North and you're the Division II like you're going like to the World Series at the end of the year, and like it's ultra competitive, and then ultimately the transition to Division I, and then you take over as the head coach. I mean, if when you think back to those times, and you're a young head coach, and you were a young head coach at the time, what do you think of first?
Yeah, that's a great question. I haven't really set aside time to reflect because we're still, looking to win a championship here this season and trying to focus on the guys. But to answer your question, I think 20 years ago, I was in my freshman year here at UNO, and we were playing that Boys Town. It was our first full season with the fall and spring at Boys Town, which is where we used to play our home games. We played there for about 10 or 12 years. But there's been a lot of highs and lows throughout my playing career there. And I'm thankful for, Coach Harold, Coach Gadsden, Coach McGinn, just three legends in the Omaha baseball community, for giving me an opportunity to come play. When I was at Millard North, my junior season, I didn't even play. I was sitting the bench, and the shortstop that was playing in front of me ended up moving to Kansas City with his family. So I got an opportunity, and I did well enough my senior year to get a chance to play at UNO. So, it's a good story, and that it's a interesting game, right? You never know, had that kid's family not moved, I would probably just gone to college somewhere else with my buddies and not pursued baseball. But here we are 20 years later. And, but yeah, I've seen, the program grow, not only the program, but the university. We've had incredible leadership throughout my 20 years around the program, with Chancellor Christensen, Trev taking us to Division I, Chancellor Lee taking over for Chancellor Christensen about 5 years ago. She's just an outstanding role model for any leader, and the passion and inspiration that she brings to not only our university, but the community, and our athletic department is pretty infectious, and it's awesome. And you got Adrian, who's building this new clubhouse for baseball and softball, the new practice facility for basketball, men's and women's, the volleyball team. Everything is kind of migrating down towards Baxter Arena. So it's just amazing what the university has become over these past 2 decades. To see, when I was here, I think our soccer team was playing caddy corner to what is now our business college, but back then it was the old Exarban horse track races and an empty field. And now, you drive through Exarban Village. It's incredible. You've got restaurants, movie theaters, shops, coffee shops. It's just everything that is geared towards a wonderful experience for a college student and a young professional. And we've got world-class facilities with our stadium, our Baxter Arena, our soccer pitch, or just none of this was here, not even 2 decades ago, but really a decade ago is when everything started popping up and making Exarban and UNO's campus kind of the crown jewel of Omaha. So it's been fulfilling to see all this positive change that's happened, and that's been a lot of work and hard times and strong leadership throughout the last decade or two. And I think one thing that is really special to me is being able to be here during the Division II times and transitioning into Division I. There's always been the family feel that UNO's had. And, the importance of relationships, whether it be within the athletic department or the university. And I don't think we've lost that, and that's a testament to the people who have been here throughout all those times and transitioned and kept going. And there's been some tough times, there's been some tough decisions that have been made to take us to Division I and get us to the level that we're at right now. But to keep that family feel and the friendships and relationships that have gotten through those tough times is a testament to the UNO community and really the whole community of the city of Omaha. So I'm a very proud alumni and I always will be. I can't wait to be going to not only just baseball games with my family and cheering on the Mavs, but really every sport. It's just, I don't think there's ever been a more exciting time to be a Maverick, and I look forward to supporting every program for the rest of my life.
You kind of hit on some of this, but a difficult decision. Was it made easier in the fact that you feel like what you're leaving with UNO baseball is a program that's on a really good plane right now?
Absolutely. UNO's in great hands with the leadership that we have with Chancellor Lee and Adrian at the top, and like I mentioned, it's got all the ingredients for the successful recipe with the facilities that we have and the facilities that are coming. And, this new clubhouse will be kind of the final piece as far as a true home for baseball and softball student athletes down by the stadium, where, they can just live there and study there and hang out together. And there'll be a couple indoor batting cages where they can work out inside during the winter. And so, I'm really excited for that. But like you said, it's very difficult to be leaving at such an exciting time. But, like I said earlier, I'm putting my family first, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm excited about that too.
You got a chance to go out with a bang, though, Coach. I mean, if you finish out here, wouldn't it be nice to end up in the NCAA tournament?
Let's go. That's the plan. We're giving everything we got to these current student athletes, and they're doing that in return for us. So I can't tell you how much I appreciate all these guys on this current team. I've been coaching for about 15 years, and some of just the highest character guys are have always been really important to me, and that's how we recruit, and that's where it starts. And some of these guys on this current team are exactly that, and have been some of my favorite guys I've ever coached. So I want to give everything I can to them, and they're doing that in return. So like you said, let's go out with a bang.
All right, Coach. Well, we always appreciate it. Maybe we'll just call you and we'll just talk some baseball, or maybe we could get the update.
If you ever want to be a baseball correspondent for the morning show.
Yeah,
you bet. I'll bring the big league chew and we'll all
love it.
Baseball.
Thanks, Evan. Great to talk.
Yep. Take care, guys.
Evan Porter, the head coach of the Omaha Mavericks baseball team, who is at Oral Roberts this weekend. Mavs have beaten Oral Roberts once this year, but the Golden Eagles are 19-3 in the league, by the way. So they are at the top of the Summit League standings. Omaha sitting at number 2 right now, looking to lock up a bid to the Summit League tournament this weekend.
How many teams go for this Summit League?
4.
Okay.
4 of them.
What do they need to do to lock it up?
I'm trying to math that right now.
Okay.
That would have been a better question for the guy that we probably just had on. But they do play South Dakota State next weekend too. So there's a little bit of margin for error. They are 2 games clear of the cut line right now, for it. So it may end up coming down to next weekend, but they'll have a chance to get themselves in a good spot against Oral Roberts this weekend, and then let the ball roll out there for the tournament and see what happens. Evan's the best. Like he said, he's been a part of it for a very, very, very long time, and seen them play at a lot of different places and so many different iterations. And one thing I always emphasize is how good they were as a Division II program. And with all the kids from around here that would end up there, including Evan himself. I mean, they were so good. And so it wasn't surprising for them to, I think the Summit League is difficult, right? Like the conference that they're in is not so much like in terms of quality, but like difficult to recruit to and things like that. But they have
difficult circumstances.
Like they have the facilities. They're getting this new clubhouse, which is absolutely fantastic. And I don't know, man. I think there's
the university is positioned for something potentially to change down the line too.
Absolutely. So. Like it wasn't a surprise to see them have some success. And give yourselves a chance to be in the NCAA tournament. It's it's something that Evan is certainly accomplished, and they may end up doing again this year. And like we said, and he laid it out better than anybody could. It's a great job for the level that it's at. It's a tremendous job. So we'll see what they end up with. But congrats to Evan, because that's a tough decision to have to make. I know how much he loves Omaha baseball, and but I also know how much he loves his family. So not surprising to see that at the end of the day. We will take a quick time out. We'll be back. We got the headlines. Don't forget, Dan Jackson's going to join us, the South Dakota State head football coach, coming up at 8:30. Get in your Friday shout-outs. Jake Sorensen still coming as well. Back with the headlines on 1620 The Zone. All right, Joey, what are we dealing with today? Are we dealing with animals? Are we dealing with
Hell no.
deadly disease?
Uh,
Are we?
How many AI stories?
Are we
do
talking
have?
about the hantavirus? Oh,
there's something of some sort.
did you see Karen's tweet about the Fantavirus?
Yes, I did, and Dave Portnoy.
It went virus.
I
Yeah,
missed
it
this.
did. And Fanta acknowledged it.
It's a
Karen
great-
McGee had another one.
Yeah, absolute banger from Karen.
Karen be tweeting.
I also have the Fantavirus.
I think we all do.
I don't know. Schaefer doesn't seem that, he doesn't seem that into it.
No, I'm just worried if I laugh, I won't be able to talk again
all right,
for a
fair,
while.
Fair enough. All right, Joey, what do we got today? In the
Okay,
headlines?
speaking of disease, brain-eating amoeba detected in Western National Park waters.
That is not good. We do not want the brain-eating amoeba.
Nope.
What's the second one?
Speaking of Schaefer's love for AI and technology, Roomba Pioneer aims to crack the household market again with an AI-powered pet robot.
Oh, Roomba's getting in on the AI game. Interesting.
Yes.
All right, should we check out Roomba?
The Roomba is already like having a pet. You know, it just goes around and does its vacuuming.
I don't like
and-
them.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise
I
me.
just vacuum. Why do I need to be vacuuming all the time? You know,
I don't know why
It
I need
seems-
to be vacuuming all the time, but
seems
the
pointless.
kitchen of our house needs to be vacuumed all the time.
From the Associated Press, Roomba Pioneer aims to crack the household market again with an AI-powered pet robot. The robotics pioneer who helped unleash the Roomba vacuum is now betting that you might one day replace your beloved dog or cat with a plush robot that follows you around your home and adapts to your daily habits. Colin Angle unveiled a four-legged prototype of that artificial pet called the Familiar on Monday. Imagine a creature the size of a bulldog with doe eyes and bear cub ears and paws, extending itself into a greeting stretch that invites you to pat its touch-sensitive fake fur. We chose a form factor that's not human, not dog, not cat, because we wanted to steer away from all those preconceptions. Oh, it's a non-binary animal. Sid Angle, who leads the startup Familiar Machines and Magic, before that was longtime CEO of Roomba maker iRobot. This kind of lifelike machine powered by the latest AI technology would not have been possible when Angle co-founded iRobot in 1990 or launched the first Roomba in 2002. It's hardly the first effort, though. I hate the internet so much.
It's hardly the first effort, though, to build a pet-like household robot. Japanese electronics giant Sony, for one,
Thank you.
famously introduced a small plastic robotic dog called
Aibo.
There you go.
Who is Aibo? Whatever. They made an AI almost dog. That's the story
Yeah,
here.
basically.
But it also can't vacuum your room.
No.
And it also isn't. It's not a dog, and it's not a cat, and it's not a bear.
and it's named the Familiar.
But it does have fur.
Yeah.
And it's named the Familiar, and you can pet
And bear
it.
cub ears and paws.
It sort
So-
of acts like a dog.
So is it not going to just make any messes like in the house, kind of like the dogs that visit our building?
I mean,
If you're listening, Mr. Desk.
is this built for companionship? Is this the precursor to her again?
Seems like there's that element. You know, I want a pet, but I don't actually want to have to take care of it. I can just have a robot pet.
This sounds horrible.
It could be like
Why would you want a robot pet?
It feels unnecessary.
there was that little video game thing where you have that little pet and then you have to feed it every once in a
The
while.
Tamagotchi.
Yeah, Tamagotchi. I wonder if they add that component into it, so you have to actually do.
So you can
stuff
come
to take
home
care-
from a trip and it's just dead because you didn't feed it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Whoa.
But then it's a robot, so you could just bring it back to life by pressing a button.
What is it? Frankenstein?
I mean, kind of.
It's alive.
Text from the 402, it starts with replacing pets, then it'll move to humans. That sounds
That's true.
terrifying.
We've
It's
seen
true.
the movies.
This does open up the floodgates, I think, to some terrible.
The photo
things.
just kills me though.
They're
photo,
terrible.
The photo is ridiculous. It's just a furry it's just a little fuzzy little guy with no mouth.
Right. Well,
Very
this
terrifying.
I assume the founder, Colin Angle, sits there and pats its head.
So weird. So weird. We don't need this.
It looks like the sloth on
So if you
Ice
had to choose
Age.
between this robot, the familiar, or a real dog, what are you picking?
Take
The
real-
robot. I'd take the robot.
I mean, I would take the real dog, but
Yeah, you guys like dogs though.
Right.
I am fine with dogs, by the way. I take the robot because I would just like turn it off and put it in a closet or something. You can't do that with dogs.
The robot turns itself on.
They'll send you to jail for that.
The robot has AI functioning. It's it can just do what it wants.
I would tell
now.
it to run away, go find another owner.
Go find
That's what I would do.
a
You
robot.
like drive
person.
it to the south side of Omaha and leave it, and it
Stay.
traverses all the way across.
No, I would not do that.
It's got
Hopefully.
GPS in its head.
All right, let's take a break. Those are the headlines for today. We are back halfway home on a Friday at Happer and Schaefer at 1620 The Zone. Should be a nice night tonight, although I'm looking out the window west out on Dodge Street right now, and
Those clouds aren't promising.
It
for
does-
the
A little
moment.
dark.
it does appear as if there may be some a little rain, but as the farmers would say, we could use the rain. We do need the rain, which is true. We're still in drought conditions.
I wasn't sure if you were going to go with that or the wait 10 minutes and it'll change.
I could have really done either,
Yep.
because I think both will be true. I mean, definitely that we need the rain part is true, but I also think it's going to clear up, and we should have a nice night at the ballpark tonight. Come join us. Fireworks.
Yeah, the
I
only,
repeat, fireworks.
I mean, that's great.
People love fireworks.
And
I can't believe it.
Me neither.
it should be nice and dry for those fireworks at the time that they will go off.
Thank God. And fireworks on Tuesday. So we're gonna double the fireworks. Half of them go on Friday night, half of them go on Tuesday.
We need the over to hit, so both teams are rolling into that Tuesday series feeling pretty good,
I want it.
feeling like they got something to play for.
I want the smoke.
Creighton coming off of beating Kansas. Nebraska hasn't beat Kansas.
Now I will
But Nebraska
say,
has beaten Creighton.
if that game on Tuesday goes 13 innings, God help us all. We do not need that at all. Don't need it. Not just because, I'm a broadcaster and I want to go home early. No. Creighton plays on the road on Thursday. So
Don't worry, Connor. It's not going to go 13 innings. It'll go
9. Thank God. Maybe even 7 would be great.
You would be rooting for it to go 8.5, basically.
Maybe they should just go. Well, that's true. Maybe they should just plan on a 7-inning game on Tuesday night.
Might as well.
Yeah, Tuesday night, and then you play out on the road at a major league ballpark, albeit on Thursday
In Ohio.
in a very, very important series
Yeah.
at the illegal sports betting capital of the world, Great American Ballpark. So many illegal sports bets have been placed there.
Wait, what?
Well, that was where the Alabama coach
Oh,
from a couple years ago placed all of his bets through the proxy. And I'm pretty sure there was something with Brendan Sorsby there as well.
I'm just going to go down to this Reds game and make my bets.
There was some
Brad
bad.
Bohannon was the Alabama coach.
Correct. Yes, thank you. And there was something recently where somebody had placed bets who was not supposed to place bets at the sportsbook at Great American Ballpark.
When I went to Great American Ballpark, it didn't even have a sports book.
I have never been to Great American Ballpark.
You can still jump in, try to road trip with them.
You know, we were gonna go to a Cubs game last year. It was Reds Cubs last year. And for whatever reason I didn't want to go. What's wrong with me? I don't
know. That doesn't sound like you.
No, really.
You're an idiot.
I am an idiot.
I agree with Fanta.
Tay writes in, I'm gonna do the 999 challenge. 999 challenge. 9. Thank you. But it's just 9 hot dogs, 9 soft pretzels for the 9 innings. 9 soft pretzels is a lot of bread.
That is
Yeah,
a
that's
ton
a-
of bread.
If
That's
you
a lot
are
of carbs.
gluten intolerant, you're dead, basically.
But what if they're keto pretzels?
Okay, well, then you're in good shape. I don't know, 9 that's
That's
much,
a lot of. I think you'd be
So
very
much food.
full.
So much food.
Yeah.
The 999 challenge is the most disgusting thing. No, can we talk about this real quick? This
Sure.
has been exploding, blowing up.
Joey have the rant going. Right?
He's
I have
ready.
it
He's
ready.
got his finger over it right now. This has been exploding over the last couple of years. People on the internet said, I'm going to go to the ballpark, drink 9 beers, eat 9 hot dogs in the 9 innings. And I'm like, that sounds horrific. Drinking 9 beers over a long period of time is not undoable. Eating 9 hot dogs over a long period of time is not undoable. But this in a 3-hour time frame, especially with a Major League Baseball game that now has a pitch clock and basically a time limit, is inappropriate. I don't want to see you puking at a baseball game. Disgusting.
I think some ballparks have like condensed versions of the challenge. They
Yeah.
have like smaller cups, smaller portion. Hot
I
dogs.
have seen the tiny little hot dogs. Yes, I have seen the tray of the tiny little.
So I guess more doable.
What do
for
you think the
people.
most hot dogs you've eaten in a single sitting is?
4?
That was the number.
I
That
think
first
that's all
came
I
to my
have
head.
as
Yeah.
well. Like I can't even imagine doubling it plus adding one more.
And having 9 beers?
Yeah.
Having twice
You want
as
to talk
many.
about
Can't
things that
imagine.
make you full. Beers.
Even if you drink beers that aren't very filling, it just makes you full.
Even if it has great taste and it is less filling.
Yes, even if.
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, if someone like challenged me to do it, I'm sure I would like get myself to do it, but there's no reason to.
No.
So
It's very
unless there's
popular.
like a monetary incentive, I see.
Now you gotta
I see no
hope.
way.
Now you gotta hope that the game goes about 5 hours, because if it goes that slow of a pace, then it's more doable for the person.
Yeah,
to
but that's
complete it.
never going to happen
No, it's-
because it's a Major League Baseball game and they don't last very long anymore.
Unless they go all the innings with even the Ghost Runner.
But then that wouldn't be 9 innings, so you would be
No,
eliminated.
true. That's
Yeah,
fair.
that's true.
You have
Eliminated.
to have it done by then.
Yeah,
9.
Just go to a Red Sox Yankees game.
9.
Those still take 5 hours,
They do.
even in 9 innings.
Sunday Night Baseball.
Yeah.
I guess what happens if it goes extra innings? Do you have to go get more hot dogs? more-
No.
Or no, they closed. They
Well,
closed
you
the
wouldn't be able to
concessions.
get the beer. That's the thing.
Yeah, they would close the concessions.
Thank
for
God
that.
it doesn't become the 10-10-10 challenge.
Do you have to do it per inning, or can you just get the 9 out of the way right away?
I believe
I think it's per inning.
I believe it is like they are pretty specific about the 1 dog and beer per inning in the official rule book. Now,
So then you have to get the beer early enough that it's just sitting there and getting warm.
yeah, I think you knock the beer down in the top of the first, have the hot dog in the bottom of the first, and then you re-rack it for the second.
Wow.
If,
I guess
if you were doing
Do you,
it.
do you get
Which
all
you
that
shouldn't.
stuff at once, or you just have to make a trip to the concessions like 8 more times?
I think you
during
got
the
a
game?
runner.
You probably have to have a runner.
You got to have a runner.
That or
Somebody-
you have to have some sort of deal where they're just coming to you right away.
Oh yeah, you could have the really cool seats. You could be in the Diamond Club.
That's
You
true.
could be in the Cardinals all-you-can-eat seats.
They have those.
Yeah, we discussed it in the winter, and I wanted to go check it out, but I never made it.
That sounds fun.
Yeah. I mean, it's like $35 or something.
Whoa.
I don't think the seats are particularly good, but you know, the rest of the value seems like it would be.
I do want to go see a baseball game in like the Diamond Club or something. The really really nice part of a Major League Baseball stadium. I saw that. What do they call it? The 1907 Club or whatever it is at Wrigley Field.
Ooh,
I took a tour of Wrigley one time and they take you down underneath like it's
like redone Wrigley or
redone
old
Wrigley. Like it's really really nice.
Wow.
And then you just walk back there and then you just get whatever you want. Now you pay an inordinate amount of money to get into the area and to pay for the seats. However, everything is free from there.
Yeah.
It's like it's free completely overall. You could do the 999 challenge and you wouldn't even have to think about it.
right. You just need the runner so you don't have to physically move.
Josh says dip hot dog into water to help with sodium.
That's what Joey Chestnut does.
Is that what they? I think there was a Kobayashi thing.
He is disgusting. And those people are gross.
Every 4th of July.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Oh,
Less than 2 months.
I'm a big fan.
Exactly. You love events where you know the exact day of which it's happening.
11 o'clock in the morning. And my guy George Shea is up there saying crazy things about, society and humanity and Joey Chestnut. And that's it. J-Man says, Happer, you will be feeling that 9th beer by the 7th inning stretch, and dog by the 7th inning stretch. No. You don't understand, J-Man. I'm not doing this.
But if he did, he would do it in sequential order of beer,
Yes.
top inning, hot dog, bottom inning.
I am
Now,
not
in the
doing
top of the
this.
9th, do you just eat both the hot dog and drink the beer?
Well, unless there is a bottom of the 9th.
True.
I guess
guess
then
you
you
would
have to
know.
you have to
Depends
play it
on
by
the
ear.
score.
So yeah, once again, just to make it very, very clear, not doing the 999 challenge and am against the 999 challenge. But I will say this:
I'm definitely not against it. I just don't have a desire to do it.
if you are pregnant and you want to eat a bunch of hot dogs, then and a bunch of soft pretzels, fire away.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want if you're pregnant.
Did you see the viral pregnancy pizza that somebody ordered, and they left in the comments like,
Pregnancy pizza.
so they ordered a pizza for their wife, and it's just this absurd pizza,
Okay.
and they explained in the comments to the people making the pizza, this order is actually correct. My wife is pregnant. this is what she wants. I
Oh,
know it's absurd.
I did not see that. Well, it's
I'll see
on
if
there.
I can find what's on there.
Okay. Should we talk about this new downtown soccer stadium in the
Yes.
meantime? All right. So we are talking about the new Union Omaha Stadium, which is one step closer now to breaking ground following an important approval. So they had some I don't know what type of, I mean, we could probably call Marty on this one, but he would know, even though he's not like particularly involved with it anymore. But what kind of hoops they had to jump through to get to the point. They sent out a release yesterday and said that they are incredibly grateful to the state of Nebraska Sports Arena Facility Financing Assistance Act Board, Governor Palan, the city of Omaha, the Greater Omaha Chamber of Commerce, and the Omaha Convention and Visitors Bureau for recognizing the long-term economic benefit of Union Omaha Stadium and mixed-use district project. We'll have
I'm not going to say no.
on Omaha, Nebraska. It says Nebraska's forward-thinking economic development tools continue to position communities for sustainable growth, private investment, and regional competitiveness. This approval will help create a permanent home for Union Omaha and establishes a true stadium district that will drive year-round activity, tourism, jobs, and community pride. This is a major moment not only for Union Omaha, but the future of downtown Omaha and soccer in Nebraska, which, by the way, anytime they put out like pictures of what this is going to look like when it does get done, it is really cool.
Yeah.
It is very, very cool. It's basically right across what is, I mean, it is Cumming Street in Nebraska, and then it turns into like Abbott Drive. So like on the
way to
on
the
north
airport.
side, on the north side of that, so across the parking lot from CHI, across Lot D from CHI Health Center, which is just in the shadow of downtown, and looks like it's right in the middle of all of it, like you said, on the way to the airport. And it looks like a tremendous place if they do the mixed use facility stuff out of it too, restaurants and things like that, shops and stores. And then you got a soccer stadium, a 6,500 seat soccer stadium that is really, really cool. So I saw some people yesterday throwing out the idea that they could potentially use this to attract a football team, like a UFL team or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is sort of a fascinating idea. But they are planning to break ground later this year, and the stadium is expected to be completed in time for the 2028 soccer season.
Have you been to a Union game?
Yes.
I've not been to a game.
I have not either.
I've been
It's on
wanting
the
to go
list
to
of
one.
things to get done.
You should definitely go to a game at Morrison.
I've been to Morrison.
That's where they play now.
Yeah, no, I've been to
Morrison's
Morrison.
nice.
That now you want to talk about a soccer stadium right in the middle of downtown.
Yeah,
with
no, that's
beautiful
a-
views. I mean,
It's a
they're-
good facility. I've seen several state championship games there. So
Oh, there you go. They get those things.
Columbus is a
rocking.
big soccer community.
You should come to Socktoberfest next year.
What is Socktoberfest?
You're already interested. I can
Yes.
tell. Socktoberfest is where the Creighton men's and women's soccer teams both play on the same night, and also you drink beer out of a stein
Oh, well,
the entire night.
all of this sounds great to
Yeah.
me.
It'll sound great if it's on a Friday.
It is on a Friday. It
Sweet,
always is on a
yes.
Friday.
One of the freeing things of not covering Nebraska football in the same way anymore is that I can actually go to Oktoberfest now.
Yeah, you don't have to go to a weird high school football game.
A high school football game, or cover Nebraska in a non-conference game, or
Although
be
it,
on the road somewhere.
it will probably be a Trae Taylor game day.
That's all right.
Great.
I don't have to cover that anymore either.
Everybody else will cover him.
There
we
will
don't
be
have
so
to.
many clips. It'll be like you were at the game. It's like when your friends all go to a concert and you didn't go, but you can just experience the entire
I
concert.
watched it all
through
on
all of their videos.
Snapchat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's basically what it is.
So the city council last month unanimously approved a $48 million tax increment financing for the $332 million project, a modern open air stadium, new housing, and retail, public and green space that connects the city's north downtown. Shout out to Nodo, man. Just continuing to build and build and build. This is like basically on the borderline of Carter Lake.
It's just the edge of the edge of downtown, the edge of town, really.
It'll be great. You could go to the soccer game and then you could just take a quick like walk to get to Carter Lake. and then do sports betting on your phone. If you go to one of the hotel parking lots right now, you will find a bunch of gentlemen my age sitting in their cars and sports betting.
Looking at their phone as you wonder, what are they doing?
What are they doing?
That's why the signs are there
They-
telling you you're in Iowa.
That's right. They are sports,
But there's no sign to
just
tell
ever
you.
so slightly, just for just a moment, you're in Iowa, and then you could sports gamble.
But there's no signs
Be
telling
pretty
you you're
great.
in Nebraska.
That is true.
It'd be great if there's like a sign as you pull into one of those parking lots, and it's just like, do not park and gamble.
Well, I think they should lean into it. I think they should lean into it and be like, "This is your sports gambling."
They set up
parking
like a
lot.
hot dog stand or something.
You have to pay a fee to park here to gamble.
Well, that's what precipitated like the sell lot at Epley, right? Everyone was just sitting there,
Right.
waiting to pick up their passengers. Then they made the sellout because they just put a sign in the lot where everybody already was parking. It's like, park right here and wait for your people. Then they actually built a real sell lot, like a real airport would.
Yeah.
And now you sit there and wait for your people to get off. the
They're
plane.
trying so hard to become a real airport.
It's going to be a real airport.
I'm hoping
well,
it
It's
is.
going
once
to be
it's
a
all
real
done.
airport. It's going to be a real soccer stadium. It's going to be a real downtown.
Do you think it'll still take a real 45 minutes for them to get the only plane that landed its baggage into baggage claim?
I would like to think that process would somehow get streamlined, considering we will only have, one terminal, right? So you would think that I'm not sure how that would make the process.
I
more
don't know.
streamlined.
It seems like it should be
Maybe
even more
it's
efficient now.
less
but-
of a distance to travel for the bag to get to the place where it needs to go to get on the carousel and get out of there. I don't know. It is an issue.
Yeah.
At the current moment, it is definitely an issue. One plane lands after 10 o'clock p.m.
You're
and yet
there
it takes
for a while.
45
Yeah.
minutes. That's why
It
you
is-
don't check back.
It is so infuriating. And then in my previous situation, then you get the hour drive back to Lincoln. This is great.
That's the worst. Imagine how John Bishop feels sometimes.
After returning from a Crane game.
Yeah, but only occasionally because
Yeah.
most of the time he's on the old charter. Here's Wes. As a season ticket holder for Union Omaha, this is exciting. With the winning team that they've been, Union Omaha deserves this, and the players do too. I agree. No, this is really exciting. I don't think there's any doubt about it.
Do you want that pizza order, by the way?
I do want to hear what's on that pizza.
One large hand-tossed pizza, triple pepperoni, extra cheese, banana peppers, light jalapenos, half chicken, half mushrooms, half caramelized onions, half olives, light sauce. Customer request. Bro, yes, I know this looks insane. And you're probably like, who is this dude? I'm the dude who has a very pregnant wife. I'm done questioning what she wants. I'm scared of her, and honestly, you should be too. I promise this is the order. Thank you, and Godspeed.
Okay, so the first thing that I would think if I was working at the pizza place, what pizza place? Papa John's or something?
It doesn't say.
All right. So if I was working at the pizza place and I got this order, I'd be like, oh, this guy's just really high.
Yeah, that was my first thought too. But then I just love the bro.
Yeah, just check it out.
I'm scared, and honestly, you should be too.
Tay says that's a stinky pizza. It is. There's a lot of different stuff going on.
Yeah,
on
I would
pizza.
not want that pizza.
That sounds horrible.
Get rid of the mushrooms. I'm probably a little more interested in the pizza.
Not for me.
Triple pepperoni, banana peppers,
Yeah,
other kind of mushrooms,
half
caramelized
chicken,
onions,
caramelized onions, olives.
so many different things.
Yeah, there's a
happening.
lot going on there.
I don't agree with that. But at the same time, if she was pregnant, she could do whatever she wants. That's how it works. All right. We will take a time out here. Dan Jackson is our next guest. We are going to talk to what are we going to talk to him about? I can't wait to find out.
He had his first year coaching at South Dakota State. We can go anywhere from how that first year went, what it's going to be like now that North Dakota State is at the FBS level, because they were just blood rivals forever.
That's true.
That rivalry game is now gone,
He's like the top dog now.
unless they start playing it. And then what life is like as a coach at the FCS level
Okay.
in this environment.
Dan Jackson, the head coach of the South
Omaha Jacks to know all of these things.
Omaha Jacks.
Omaha Jacks.
Well, he can't really talk about Omaha. Well,
Not
he can
the
talk about
recruits.
current Omaha Jacks.
Yeah, you can talk about the players.
not potential Omaha Jacks, though.
Yeah. No, he can't talk about potential.
Dan Jackson is our next guest. He'll join us on Happer and Schaefer on 1620 The Zone. All right, working on getting in touch with Dan Jackson, the head football coach at South Dakota State. So he'll join us momentarily as Joey tracks him down here in a second. So the last time that you and I talked to Dan, he came in, I think, did the entire hour with us.
Yeah,
on
for the recruiting hour.
On the recruiting hour, a long time ago, like 5 or so years ago.
It
And
does feel like a century ago, though.
So we will, now we're all in bigger and different places.
Yeah, none of the three of us were married at that point.
None of the three of us were married.
Yeah, so
now all three of us are married.
We're all married. Dan's the head coach at South Dakota State. We have a morning show in a different community.
Yeah, I still do the closest to the same job, I suppose.
Yeah. But
it is during the morning now.
Yeah.
And it is in a bigger market, I suppose, even though it's the same market. Really. The market is very, very confusing for a variety.
It's kind of a different market, though.
It's kind of a different,
slightly different audience.
Yes, because people forget that we talk about Creighton around here, and it is allowed, actually. Contrary to some belief, it is actually allowed. So we will try and get in touch with him momentarily. Don't forget to get in your Friday shout outs, which we'll do that segment coming up right after we talk to Dan. So I'm excited to do that. I got a few of them that I have logged away already, but no, it's good. Have you made contact with him?
I shot him a text letting him giving him the number to call.
Yeah, I'm sure it's our phones.
It very well could be. I know that he was very fired up about this appearance. He wants to be asked hard questions.
What do we do? How do we I feel like we're not going to appease him on the hard questions.
I know.
category.
I'm a little worried about that.
I don't have any hard questions for him.
I'm somewhat afraid there's just going to be a mocking text after.
You guys suck.
It's like, that was it? That's all you have?
Well, yeah. I'm not going to sit here and grill you.
I don't even know what we would grill him
What would we
on.
grill him about?
Yeah, I don't know.
We're all
I
fans.
have no idea. We are all fans.
What should we say? Why don't you quit? Why don't you retire? Or something.
Convince your school to go to FBS level.
Yeah,
to keep the rivalry with North Dakota State.
I would love. That's actually. I'd be fascinated how he. I mean, that's not a decision he would get to make, but
right.
I'm really interested if that's something South Dakota State pursues at all, with North Dakota State doing it.
J-Man writes in, he says, Happer and Schaefer possibly were just simpled. Also, 1620 the Vamp. Yes, this is exactly what that is. 1620 the Vamp. Absolutely. So we have we are still collecting your shout outs. All right. So while we're tracking them down, or if we can get a hold of them, I would like to talk about a college football topic here real quick. Yesterday, Florida State and Georgia canceled their football series, and there's always many reasons why they tell people they're doing this. They are working on scheduling a neutral site matchup, they announced yesterday. Of course, both the SEC and the ACC are moving to 9-game league schedules because the ACC does everything the SEC does, and the SEC felt like it was a good idea, so they did it. And the ACC is like, okay, we'll come with you, and they're going to do 9 games now. So Florida State and Georgia, who had been on the schedule with each other before, they had a home-and-home scheduled for starting next year, so 27 and then 28. They are now going to try and do a neutral site matchup, to which I say this: stop doing this. This is not good for it's not good for college football. We want games on campus. We want big games on campus. That's why part of the reason why I was so disappointed that Nebraska canceled their series with Tennessee. Not only that they canceled the game, but that they don't, like, the fans don't get to experience their college towns. The other, the return trip is great. Like, it invigorates your fan base. You get a huge, huge home game. And I think it's cool in some perspectives to go take a trip. I'm sure it would have been in Atlanta. I'm sure the mutual site game is going to be in Atlanta or something like that. So whatever. Yeah, Georgia gets to go to Atlanta for the 900th time. Like, congratulations. I'm sure that's really, really fun for their fan base and invigorates them all the time. Why do we keep doing this? This is such a trend in college football and college basketball. We really don't have to.
The interesting thing is that Georgia had recently been one of the teams that actually sort of challenged itself scheduling wise relative to most of the SEC. They played Clemson. They played North Carolina. They
Yeah,
played,
see, I don't think this is that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think this is a ducking of the schedule. I'm just mad at the fact that they're going to play a neutral site game and
instead of doing the home
instead
and
of doing a home and home.
Yeah.
Because both teams view it as an opportunity to both free up their schedule for one game, right? It turns two games into one, and for their schools to split the dough and get out of there and put it on a big TV,
Yeah, I just don't know anyone that's ever clamored for a neutral site game.
I know.
Like it's and none of them
Stop doing
are,
this.
It's not even like you're playing it at a really interesting spot. You're just playing it where Georgia plays all of their neutral sites games.
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Georgia, maybe it is ducking. They don't want to be Alabama of last year, lose to Georgia or lose to Florida State when they're not good.
But they are playing them at
They'll
some
play
point.
at some point.
Yeah.
Unless that gets canceled.
Unless that gets canceled, which is very, very possible. In a statement, Florida State AD Michael Alford said he was optimistic that a neutral site deal will get done, adding that the schedule change will, quote, not reduce the total home games on our schedule moving forward. Of course, you've seen many athletic directors talk about how valuable home games are to their economic standing, which is funny because the response has been to cancel more home games.
Yeah.
And make them neutral site games or bring in lesser opponents and replace them with big games.
Which in theory you'd have lesser of a gate because, nobody needs to see Florida State play Bethune-Cookman or Georgia play Alabama State or whatever.
Nope.
So, yeah, I don't know. That's it's just a continuation of a trend. Though I did wonder if the 24-team playoff would lead to more of those games being played because in theory it doesn't hurt you in the same way.
It matter less.
But I don't know.
It matters if you lose it less, I suppose.
You're just less, it doesn't. Not that Alabama was punished by the fact that they lost to Florida State, but that's sort of the viewpoint of it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Less margin for error.
We'll see. Everybody will adjust and then over adjust. And I also think there's probably we saw a lot of scheduling news come out yesterday. There's probably a little bit of people seeing this Duke basketball thing and completely overreacting. that'd be partially my guess as well. I mean, we talked about that, and it does feel like it'll be a big deal in basketball. It seems like it would be harder to do,
much harder to do in football.
Harder to do in football. I mean, also because the major rights from the conference and from the television rights holders in the conference are coming from individual football games like this. So it's going to be difficult to get out of that. It's going to be difficult for them to go back to the ACC or for Florida State to go back to the ACC and be like, hey, we want to sell this on our own. It's like, no, it's a game. It's a football game against Georgia, dude. Like, we already got it. It's ours.
We have Ohio State and Texas. Is there like any other super big non-conference game?
I know something with Oklahoma.
This year?
Yeah. Well, there's Oklahoma, Michigan, which.
Oh, you're talking about this year.
Yeah.
There's also the return game for Texas, Ohio State.
Yep, I mentioned that. I said besides that game.
Okay, besides that game.
Because it felt like last year there wasn't very many non-conference.
Are you talking about this upcoming year?
Yeah, the 2026 season.
The 2026 season. Why did I type in 2027? Because I felt like this year was next year. Anyway. Yep. I think that Wisconsin, Notre Dame.
Wisconsin, Notre Dame, Clemson, LSU should be a good one.
That's a week one. That's probably going to be prime time.
We'll find out right away what Lane Kiffin's working with.
Yeah.
Though I don't know that Clemson is the same barometer that it was even just a few years ago.
Doesn't seem like it. No.
It's still Dabo.
Seems like more of like a 9-win, like
Louisville,
steady, that type of deal.
Louisville, Ole Miss will be a neutral site game. That's going to be at Nashville for Sunday night game. That's going to run the same time as Wisconsin and Notre Dame at Lambeau.
I think that's going to be a massacre for Wisconsin.
You are so out on Wisconsin. It's not even funny.
They're horrible.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, they were last year. They had a couple wins at the end of the season.
Yeah, but they won at the end of the season.
The Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Kansas, Missouri, Arizona State.
The Wisconsin Assaults.
I don't believe in it.
Yeah,
I don't believe in them.
Clearly, you do not.
They're going to get slaughtered.
Now, is this just a reaction to everybody kind of believing in them, or is this actually what you believe?
No, this is kind of what I believe.
Are you just zagging?
No, I think Wisconsin has kind of nosedived pretty hard under Fickle. I mean, the player acquiring hasn't been great. Their entire structure hasn't been great. I mean, you came here with the sort of blueprint that's worked for Wisconsin, blew it up, hire Phil Longo. It's a disaster. Fickle's defenses haven't gone well. They're having a tough time getting players out of the portal or just high school players. So the whole thing feels kind of like Nebraska about a decade ago. And
no,
so,
I don't disagree with that in a major point, but I also think that they could. I think they could win football games this year.
well, yeah, I mean, but win football games like I think the max.
I think
should be
they've
like
made some
6.
questionable decisions about the direction in general that they've gone with their program. I do like what they did at the end of last year, and I think that means something. So yeah, I'm like kind of in on the Wisconsin Assance.
They very well could.
I don't know what that
I'd be
means,
really
but-
surprised if they get to 6 wins.
Yeah,
I think they have a relatively tough schedule, which is part of it too.
Right. Well, Mike Schaefer is not shouting out Wisconsin this year, but
That's for sure.
we do have Friday shout outs, ladies and gentlemen. So get those in 402-951-1620. I got a few of them. And you could tweet at us, of course, at Happen Schaefer. If you'd like to send a Friday shout out to the show, we'll take a break. Be back after this on 1620 The Zone. Got a tweet from Kyle. What is Mike Schaefer talking about? Wisconsin got every single transfer they targeted this offseason. Schedule's the easiest they've had in the Fickle era.
I think I had their conference schedule confused with like Northwestern or somebody like that, where Northwestern gets
Colorado.
everybody.
So have you changed your mind? You're back in
No,
on the
I'm
Wisconsin Suns?
Still selling.
Yeah.
Still selling.
Sad.
Oh, we're not doing
There's
that.
nothing sad about it. I don't understand where it comes from for you, I guess.
Winning games? That's where it comes from.
They didn't last year.
They did. At the
went
end
5
of
and
last
7.
year.
They beat ranked opponents,
finished
something Nebraska
November
did not do.
What? They beat Washington, which lost every game as it went east.
They nearly beat Oregon.
They almost
Okay.
did.
Like that matters. I'm dead serious. Like how you end the
All
season matters. I would have thought that it would have mattered to you.
I just don't think they're
Apparently
that
not.
good. I really don't.
They did go 4-8 last
They're
year.
terrible.
They did lose to Minnesota at the end of the year. They did beat the living hell out of Illinois. They beat Washington, and they actually kept it pretty close with Indiana for a while. They almost beat Oregon, and that was really the start of it. So basically, November on, I thought they were a pretty solid team.
So they're Nebraska in 2018.
Yeah.
Got it.
With a much better coach.
So the 5 and 7 for 2019.
No, with a much better coach.
So does this mean
I
they're?
will not argue that.
Luke Fickell is much better than Scott
Yeah.
Frost.
Does-
No argument here.
Does this mean they'll be in the running for the best 3-9 team this coming season?
No,
Lose a bunch of one possession games.
I'm guessing they're going to do slightly better than 3 and 9, but still worse than 6 and 6.
Notre Dame to start. They go to Penn State for their first conference game. They do have trips. They have a trip to Iowa. They have a game at home against USC. Other than that, pretty manageable for the Wisconsin, the potential Wisconsin Suns.
I think they could get 6 wins out of this.
Give me the
It's,
under.
it's possible.
Give Schaefer, wow, you're taking the under. I think you could probably get a higher number at maybe the sports book right now. I'm not sure.
I think it was 5.5.
5.5.
Schaefer's going to drive right over to Carter Lake to put in the bet.
No, I still haven't gone since I've lived in Omaha.
Okay.
It's right down the road, baby.
I know.
Why don't you go to the baseball game with the truck box tonight? Go out to outside the parking lot and check out the fireworks, and then walk over and sports gamble on your
Yeah,
phone.
you could probably see it from Carter Lake.
It's all a possibility, but I know that I won't. So
All right, shout outs on Fridays from you all. Let's dive into them. Text from the 308. Shout out to Friday. Love the show. That same person writes in. Here's a real shout out. It's Brandon, by the way. Also, shout out to the people who have regular license plates, because custom license plates are cringy and unnecessary. Have you ever at any point thought about getting a custom license plate? I have. I don't know what I would have put on there, but I have thought about getting a custom license plate.
not really. The closest has been like buying like a license plate that isn't the generic one that they give you.
Yes.
Like one of the other
Yes.
designs.
I like that too.
But I don't really have anything that I specifically want for a vanity plate or whatever.
Yeah. The same.
Probably the only one I would get would be Hot Cheddar on it, for a nickname from a remote with a different station a long time ago.
That is
some
right.
some random guy while I was at
So
it.
how would that be like HTCHDDR?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Something like that.
That would be really funny if I saw a car that said hot cheddar and then it was you.
Joey.
driving it.
Listen,
Yeah.
blurring out Bang the Drum all day
That would be very, very
with my
funny.
cheese head.
Here's Pedro. Hi, guys. Shout out to all the amazing mothers that will do anything for their children. You
Yes.
are a blessing. To the terrible moms, be better. Your kids would appreciate it.
Mother's Day's this Sunday.
Shout out to moms.
What a great shout out. You
Absolutely.
get both sections of mom.
Shout
all
out
at
to my
once.
mom for making some delicious tamales.
Yes. Shout out to Joey's mom, too. Absolutely.
Those tamales were great.
Here's
And
John. I believe a big shout out to arbitrary numbers is in order this Friday. Definitely not a reference to things that were,
Not a reference to last week's afternoon show.
first round draft picks since a certain period of time.
Is
or
5150?
whatever is 5150. Yeah. I mean, all those different things. So, yes, shout out to arbitrary numbers. Here's some folks who have tweeted at us at Happen Shave, like Mr. C. Peter. Shout out to the NCAA for ruining the best tournament in sports for a money grab. Sad.
They're terrible.
Here is Nick Thick. Good morning at Happen Shave. Hashtag Friday shout outs to Rhett Louder who continues to do Mike's fantasy baseball team no favors.
Yeah, he's really struggled. I think he's about to hit the IL.
But he did pitch in the College World Series.
He did
that one
against
time.
Paul Skeens.
Against Paul Skeens. What a great game it was. Sam, Friday shout out to Chef Brady Sweet, who on August 11th, 2024 baked the world's largest calzone, clocking in at 468 pounds and 11 ounces, measuring at 35 feet. Unlike those goofy Creightonites that didn't know how to make a sandwich, Chef Brady knows how to break a record. Sam always references the story about how Creighton students tried to make the longest sandwich ever, and then there was like a storm that hit, and it was an epic failure.
So, does this even look like a calzone in the photos?
It looks like something.
But then at the end photo, definitely looks like a calzone, but the rest of it, I don't even know.
It just looks like it looks like a pile of, I mean, that looks like this. The second picture is clearly after it's been eaten.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really sure what the proper, I mean, I don't know what kind of bullet points it has to hit in order to be referred to as a calzone in order to break the record. Here's Chris. Tweets it happened, Schaefer. Shout out to my daughters, Holly and Averly. Both are celebrating birthdays over the next week, and listen to replays of your segment with me in the ride to and from school. Shout out to, first of all, Chris.
Wonderful.
And daughters Holly and Averly on this Friday shout outs. Way to go.
All right.
All right.
Love it.
Get a couple more. Let's see. Whopper writes in at Connor Happer. You know what time it is.
You do know what time it is.
Shout out to Norbit. As always, shout out to Norbit.
What was the other Blades of Glory? Was that the one that got the shout out last week?
Yeah, it's like somebody said it was like a modern day Blades of Glory,
Yeah.
or Blades of Glory is like the modern day Norbit or something. I don't even really get that. Here's Chris. Shout out to my wife, Kayla, and she is an amazing mom to our 13-month-old son, Mark, named after my dad, who passed away 2 years ago. Coincidentally, my dad's birthday and Mother's Day are the same day, both on Sunday. Wouldn't choose to live life with anyone but you. That's from Chris. Shout out to Kayla.
Very nice.
That is very nice. I like the trend of people using these Friday shout outs for actually truly nice things. This is great.
No, this is a great opportunity to do it. I mean, you can shout out Rhett Louder, but you can also shout out the people in your life.
I'd like to shout out TC, who wrote a song for us this morning.
Oh, okay.
TC writes in a little ditty about Mike and Diana, two American kids hanging out at the Copacabana. Mike is going to coach and be a football star. Diana will be waiting for him at a local bar.
There we go.
Oh yeah, life goes on.
And if you're listening, this is a song opportunity.
Long after being an insider is gone. That's what. Shout out to TC. It's good stuff.
That's very good. Michael Severe texted in with a Friday shout out to Bad Takes Doug.
Whoa.
For helping him in the Costco parking lot yesterday.
Whoa. Bad Takes Doug helped Michael?
Yep.
Did he catch him yelling at Matt on a video stream?
Yeah,
No.
That's what I did earlier this week.
I need more info on this.
Well, he was doing an interview with Matt, and I was listening to him on the radio. And then he was like, I'm about to do a tasting at Indian Creek. And I was driving right by Indian Creek at the time. And then I went and found Michael and tried to distract him, but failed because he was too busy yelling at Matt for draft takes.
What would he? Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about the draft.
All right. I didn't know if he was yelling at Matt about Joe Gibbs.
It was about talent and who has talent or who doesn't have talent or something like that. Yeah. If the draft is an accurate representation of talent or whatever. Michael has another shout out, by the way. Friday shout out to the wonderful Omaha airport. Thanks for getting me out and landed and back home, for never having an evacuation or shutdown while I am there.
He texts me wondering how I've had all these bad Omaha experiences. He loves the Omaha airport.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's great that Omaha's airport is doing these improvements and enhancements, but I've never had a problem with the current iteration of it.
Yeah.
It's an eyesore, but
Michael's definitely not the person who cares about that.
I've been through
Right.
it at the most convenient times, so I haven't had any issues at all.
Yeah, no, I it's only like occasionally waiting for your bag too long at the baggage claim.
Sure,
at 11
there's
o'clock
that.
at
There's the
night.
fact that inside the post TSA, there's
One
very
thing-
little in there.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do?
Well, yeah. I mean, you go to an airport, you got to kill time, and whatever else.
Yeah, but like, it's not a place that has any layovers.
Generally, no.
So
Yeah.
the great part about it is you could arrive 15 minutes before you board
Sure.
and just hop on the plane and go. And we
That's-
don't need
no,
any restaurants.
I-
All we need is a mini Hudson News to get a bottle of water and
And a
then-
Cracky McGee.
and a Cracky McGee's to get a beer and then
R.I.P.
dip out. Peace. Where are you going? I'm either going to Chicago or Denver. Okay, thanks. That's
Yeah.
pretty much the story with the Omaha airport.
No, I mean it's a perfectly small airport that has incredibly expensive flights to get back to, and then you can wait for your bag for 45 minutes when you get back.
Or you cannot check a bag. You can make your
I
own
would love to
Carry
not
your
check a
bag.
bag. Trust me, it's not me checking the bag.
You could drive 2 cars to the airport and leave whoever you're traveling
Leave
with
your,
there.
that.
your
That's an
companion
idea.
there.
Text from the 402. Shout out to you guys for getting me into Creighton baseball. Oh,
look at that.
You are welcome. I am happy. I'm sure Mike Schaefer's love of Creighton baseball has rubbed off. on
I
our
didn't really have
listeners.
any disdain for Creighton baseball. I enjoy Mark Kingston,
He's great.
and so I mean that's basically where it's at.
No disdain for Creighton baseball. We're getting fans all over the place. All right. We have Creighton baseball, by the way, coming up this weekend. Shout out to all you guys for your shout outs. We appreciate them as always. We'll come back 9 o'clock hour up next on 1620 The Zone. All right, 9 o'clock hour of Happer and Schaefer here on 1620 The Zone and on 1620thezone.com. The Green for Green, excuse me, I ate some popcorn. 5K sweepstakes is open, powered by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Whatever it is you'd like to do with your 5K, the 5K sweepstakes contest runs through May 19th. Enter 1620thezone.com. Once again, powered by Benjamin Franklin Plumbing. Also, Bananas and Bangers still going on at 1620thezone.com. 4-pack of sweet tickets to the Bananas game at Memorial Stadium, June 13th. $200 and a free duct cleaning from McCarthy's. 1 hour heating and air. Enter there as well. 1620thezone.com. That is powered by McCarthy's. 1 hour heating and air. I have another tweet from Matt Norlander. He says, 10 cities I'm expecting the NCAA to look into for the second opening round site. Would you like to play opening site round bingo?
I'm looking at the tweet.
Love to hear it.
Sorry.
All right. Joe, you got any guesses?
Wichita.
That's one.
Ooh. Dayton?
No, it's not going to be Dayton.
It's not going to be Dayton.
That doesn't count. Dayton is, you're 1 for 1. It's west of the Mississippi, and think like Wichita-sized cities. Probably a little bit.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque. Nice.
Yeah, Wichita probably the smallest city on there.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Albuquerque. So let's just keep going. Nice job, though. You got 2 for 2. Dallas, Fort Worth, Des Moines,
Ooh.
Denver, Kansas City, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Salt Lake City, and Omaha.
Oh, I see what you.
I
thought you were going down the list.
we already said Wichita. So.
Well, no, I know, but I
way
thought
to
you were reading
blow it,
alphabetical.
Schaefer.
Oh,
Omaha.
boy.
But
Omaha.
then
Oh,
you jumped
boy.
out of alphabetical, and I was like, "What is
I
happening?"
did. Have you ever heard of dramatic effect?
No.
We also got news of Creighton's season opener for the upcoming season.
We knew that. It was going to be in Kansas City or against Kansas City.
It's confirmed now.
Who confirmed it?
John Walker on Twitter.
I don't need John Walker to tell me what to do.
I trust my sources.
Does he attempt to tell you what to do?
You don't trust me, Joey? I could have told you that. I could have told you that 4 weeks ago.
That is true.
He trusts his sources, though. It needs to maybe I need to print things. I need to be
Print things and just hand them over.
I need to write stuff on the internet.
Yeah, you need a
for,
Substack.
for people to start believing me. Because when you say it on the radio, it's like it's not real. Apparently, or on a podcast.
Well, you need it to be aggregated for it to become real.
You really do. You really do. So there you go. I really hope that the NCAA. I mean,
Don't these all like most of these seem like they're too big for the like.
Wow.
If this is a permanent home of those games,
I think you're also trying to accomplish. It's easy enough to get to,
Sure.
and you could send the teams west and things like that. Like Denver actually kind of makes a lot of sense to me now that I think about it. But
it just takes them out of hosting like actual, what we would call the first round.
maybe not.
So
Could send the Nuggets on the road for 2 weeks.
Jokic don't mind. He's homesick. Send them to Serbia.
That's right. He doesn't want to
won't
play
care.
basketball anyway.
he's with his horses, working on one to run backwards.
So Omaha, here's why Omaha makes sense. I'm not making the case for Omaha, but here's why Omaha makes sense. Because the NCAA loves Omaha and it knows Omaha.
Event city.
And it is an event city, and it has worked in Omaha, specifically at the CHI Health Center and with the people who run it at Creighton and all these different things. It knows what it's getting when it comes to Omaha. That's frankly, that is a lot of the conversation here. The NCAA doesn't like to delve into new things very often, but once you're in the club and you do it well, you're in the club. Omaha has been in the club for many, many years with the College World Series and then getting NCAA tournaments when they built their new arena, 20 or so years ago.
Volleyball.
NCAA volleyball, things like that. The volleyball Final Four, there's no doubt about it. So there's been NCAA events littered across the city for a long time. And the fact is, Omaha will always do it very, very well because it's an event town. Like you said, people will show up and the people who work the events are first class. With all that being said, I hope they don't get it.
I was waiting for that.
I'm all for my people getting a paycheck or whatever it might be. Like, that's great. And I'm all for Omaha being in some sort of spotlight, but I just hope Omaha isn't the other first four city. Now, here
Shouldn't be.
go ahead, Schaefer. What,
I was just gonna say, he closes out. He has that list, but he closes out with, I think, the Pitt or ABQ Albuquerque would be a great spot to start. Hasn't hosted NCAA tournament games since 2012.
absolutely.
It's awesome arena. It's a cool environment. You know, if you're not regularly hosting, like, that's why it seems like a place like that makes more sense.
I agree. Smaller town. Wichita's in the club now too.
Mhm.
They've hosted first, second round games. That feels right to me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know,
I don't know what their
Des Moines feels right to me.
I don't know what the
They've hosted first-
Wichita airport situation is. Exactly.
Take a look.
must be good enough.
But
I'm
yeah,
just
I mean,
amazed Omaha had that 1 year with Kansas and Duke in the Midwest region final.
See, that's what I want. I'd
That
like to
was-
go
that was
the other way.
very fun.
I'm
If you're
guessing
going to
they
be a
want another
first,
one, right?
if you're going to
And
be
it
a
delivered.
first four town, can you really be an Elite Eight, Sweet 16 town? Probably not.
I mean, Dayton's never hosted anything other than the first four since they've started doing that.
Mhm.
So that's why I just don't think it. I don't think you'd necessarily want this if you want to host other rounds.
Exactly.
Yeah, Wichita's got a
And I do.
smaller airport than Omaha. A little similar, but smaller.
That makes sense. We have a nice big airport now with no exposed wires. Cody writes in, starting to feel bad for Schaefer. His voice seems to be fading fast.
Yeah, it's rough over
He's
here.
got the weekend.
We're gonna make it. We're gonna make it to the end of the hour.
We got 1 hour.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna make it. Here's another thing that I thought of as far as this is concerned, and another reason why I don't want it. If the other first four, if the currently existing first four wasn't in Dayton, maybe I would be more happy about this. Maybe I'd be more excited about it. Like if the first four was already a sparkly, sort
Oh.
of thing. Like if the first four was currently in
Nashville.
Yeah. The first four was currently in Nashville. I'd be like, you know what? Yes. Omaha, Nashville,
Do
a
you think-
dynamic duo of cities.
Don't you
I
think
don't
you're
like
just
the
general-
I don't like the idea of Omaha being mentioned with Dayton. Stinky, icky Dayton. Disgusting.
I sort of would
Garbage.
push back on this view that you have here.
Well, you're pro Dayton?
No, not that. I don't think you would care if it was hosted by Nashville because you just don't want the first four to begin with, period.
I don't know. I think the first four has a stink on it because of Dayton.
I don't think the stink is Dayton. I think the stink is that you just don't want to watch those games anyway.
Definitely. I mean, the first four has a stink on it because it exists. There's no doubt
Yeah.
about that. Yes.
Now, Dayton,
maybe
but
Dayton.
Dayton seems like the perfect place for it to exist.
That's what I've always said.
Right.
Which is why I don't want Omaha in that category of cities.
Mhm.
It's a stinky town, a
Yeah.
stinky event, and I don't want Omaha to be a stinky place.
I'm just saying, even if it wasn't Dayton, I think you'd have a tough time.
So which
Coming
gives
in.
off more of their stink? Is it the first four or is it Dayton?
It's hard because it's
Like,
hard to
I think
break
the
them
first
apart
four.
from each other.
I
They're
know.
so synonymous.
I know, which is another,
And I've never been to Dayton, so I can't really say that it stinks.
oh,
that
I'm
bad.
sure it stinks. I'm sure it stinks. That's why they should put it in Des Moines. It already stinks.
Put it in Boise. Put it in Reno. There's some West Coast cities. that
Reno,
can-
I like. Reno would be fun.
They weren't on the Norlander list though.
No.
Hmm.
Which
Reno's
I mean, that's
decent-sized
just a
city,
guess list.
a
on
bigger
his part.
airport.
Yeah, I think Reno would make sense. I genuinely think Lincoln would make sense because they're never going to get NCAA tournament games. Plus, I enjoy that it would annoy you to a small level.
That they went
would
to
annoy.
Reno.
No, Lincoln.
Oh no, it would not. I would not care if the first four went to Lincoln. Lincoln stinks.
I feel like there's a part of it that you'd be annoyed by, even the proximity of it.
What? I was just trying to shoo the first four away from Omaha. If it
No,
went
I
to
know.
Lincoln, I think that'd be hilarious.
I'm just saying the proximity of it would get to you.
What?
Yeah, you would just
What?
It would annoy you that it exists. It would annoy you to be in Lincoln. You'd have to hear about it. I already know what you would say. Like before those games are playing, people would be talking about Lincoln and it being played there. It would annoy you that this is even a conversation.
Oh, would it be like Husker fans have invaded the first four?
Yeah, that
Now
kind of
that
thing.
would annoy me.
Yeah,
There's no doubt about that.
I can already hear the monologue in my head, and if I had a voice, I would be willing to go down that path.
There's
But
2 other cities that
can't.
aren't even mentioned in that list: Fargo and Sioux Falls.
Oh
Sioux
yeah.
Falls makes
What about
sense.
our Dakotas?
They are decent sized Dayton capability cities.
I agree.
Well, they have arenas. That's what matters. You have to have like the actual.
Especially Sioux Falls, they got
Yeah.
they got 2 good arenas.
More love for the Dakotas.
We will promote South Dakota hosting
Sure.
a first 4 game
That feels
or
like a-
first 12, whatever it's going to be
Be on
now.
board with it.
That feels like a great first 4 town. That feels like an excellent first 4 town to me. By the way, did you happen to see Dan Wetzel's column about the
No, I saw people tweeting about it, and I haven't had a chance to read it though.
basically
He goes after our guys though. And
It's
Sankey
perfect.
and Petiti.
it's perfect. You know, Dan Wetzel is like 50. Hey, look, it's
Oh,
Thank you.
Michael Severe, who just brought in tea. So you're a radio broadcaster now, Schaefer. You have to you this is
I
a
got to
good-
start investing in this stuff.
It's a real thing. I'm glad that you, at the very least, have had the halls in your backpack. That's a staple of the broadcast.
Oh, that was I got home yesterday. I was like, I'm out of cough drops. I gotta buy more.
going to need more halls.
Yeah.
How's the throat coat?
Oh, it's pretty good. I mean, with the cough drop already in my mouth, the flavors going on.
Probably not great.
A lot happening.
You know what we should get? We should get like a hot plate in this
I
room.
think you've said this before.
Really?
That, or I'm having like a weird made up deja vu where I've heard you talking about hot plates.
Well, I don't know. I just thought about it for the first time. Maybe I rethought about it. But we should get a hot plate and have the ability to boil hot water. That way I could have endless
You
Americanos.
just put it over there with that filing cabinet that I've never seen anyone actually use.
I guess we
yeah, that can work. That can fit over there.
I guess we would need an espresso.
Matt
machine.
used to bring his little coffee Keurig back when he used to host the morning show.
Yeah, but then he was like he got the Cafe Bustelo stuff and it was just like jet fuel.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was wild. So we should get a hot plate. We should be able to boil water, and then at several points during the show, a teapot just goes.
Just don't use any of the open bottles of water we've occasionally seen in the studio.
Oh, apparently there's such a thing as an electric tea kettle. Have you heard of this?
I think I
think
bought one.
You can
for
just
someone
press a button
for-
and it starts boiling water.
Yeah, I think I bought one for someone for Christmas. Once.
Tremendous. Anyway,
the tea kettle sound is a great sound, by the way.
no, I mean not for more than 1 second.
Well, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
need it all the time, but like it's you hear it, and you're like, okay, I like it.
I am like it's time to go get the hot water off the
Or this
stove.
is gonna keep going.
Or this will just it'll be way too loud. It'll end me. Anyway, yes, Wetzel went after Tony Petiti and Greg Sankey appropriately so, because they are basically in charge of every bad thing that is happening to college athletics right now, or at least I think they should be blamed. They should be in charge of that. I mean, they are ones at the forefront of college football playoff expansion. They're the ones at the forefront of they're not the ones necessarily at the forefront of conference realignment, which I do think started this whole train. You know, I saw the tweet going around yesterday of like, can you pinpoint the moment where everything went wrong? And I was thinking about that in a sports perspective.
The exact moment.
Yeah. One of the things that came to mind was Nebraska moving to the Big Ten. That sucked. Should have never happened.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I know you don't.
I
I know many people will say, "Oh, I'm just so happy to be here. Thank you, Tony. Thanks for the money, Dad."
Yeah, no, seriously.
Well, they really like money. I'm sure it affects them in a lot of different ways.
Well, yeah, the other sports teams being better affects them in different ways.
That's nice. I'd rather care about the teams I'm playing instead of playing Rutgers every day. Fun. Anyway, that's a moment where I'm like, gosh, it'd be nice to.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that like truly stands out.
The conference realignment.
I mean,
just
you have
started this
all of
whole
those
thing.
different times, but like, what's the one that pushes it to this exact moment we're in now? Is it when the Texas, Oklahoma, and then the 4 teams, the disbanding of the Pac-12? Is it the Pac-12 trying to start their own network, which was just, the fast track to the end?
Yeah, Larry Scott probably deserves a nice round of applause in this conversation.
Is it Jim Delaney
Grabbing-
retiring?
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't know the decisions that Jim Delaney would have ended up making. A lot of people would say, "Oh, this would never happen under Jim Delaney," but I don't know. Jim Delaney really liked money too.
Yeah, but he also really protected the Rose Bowl from everything.
That's true. He was a bit of a traditionalist in that regard. Anyway, we will come up with a blame pie chart one day about basically just how we got to this moment.
That seems like a great summer thing.
Michael says the commissioners just do what the schools and presidents and chancellors ask them to do. We should be blaming them. All right, awesome. They're on the blame pie chart.
Yeah, I don't think we're not absolving any of these people of blame.
They're on the blame pie chart. They deserve some of the blame in this regard. All right, we'll take a break. Our Friday Vibes guy, Jake Sorensen, joins us next on 1620 The Zone.
I'm kind of psychotic. So what else is new? I think you guys both know that my psychology is probably really can't assess how it operates. I don't even know how my brain works at all most days either. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan, guys. We have not won a playoff game in 25 years. That's the way it is.
Great news. Shakira has done another World Cup song. So the Shakira World Cup song is back, Schaefer.
I didn't know about the initial.
There was another
World Cup.
Shakira World Cup song like 2 World Cups ago. I think.
Okay.
And now we have another Shakira World Cup song. So that's out there. I'm sure Jake has thoughts on that. What up, Jake?
What's going on, guys? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. Are you excited for the World Cup this summer?
Not the biggest soccer fan. Respect soccer, but I don't want to rain anybody's parade. You won't be seeing me probably decked out in red, white, blue for soccer, but I certainly am not going to put it down this morning on this fine, beautiful Friday morning.
Are you mad at the World Cup for existing? Or are you mad at soccer for existing?
No, not at all. Soccer is a very popular sport around the world. The USA is trying to keep up in soccer. They have failed miserably, really, for my entire lifetime, your guys' lifetime, everyone's lifetime for the most part.
True.
But no, I grew up playing soccer, so I respect the sport. But it just doesn't really fire me up personally like it does some people. And leave it at that.
For some reason, Jake saying he respects the sport seems like he's actually insulting the sport.
I respect it.
I respect soccer, and I know it has a lot of fans across the world. But it's just not something that, here's the people always bring, are you going to KC? No, I'm not going to KC to watch the World Cup. I have no interest in doing that.
You might be able to go for like $8.
Yeah.
It turns out that
Jake, what if you and I went down for like $16 and went to the World Cup and watched 2 countries you've never heard of play a sport that you don't respect?
You know what? I would.
He does respect
Courage
it.
down there.
I would consider that offer. I would consider that.
Yeah, that sounds like a great trip full of camaraderie.
No, I kind of want to pull this off. All right, so we were debating this earlier. If you were a coach, what sport would you coach?
Oh boy. You asked me about me, or you guys talk about in general, you guys?
No, you. Yeah.
What would I coach?
We were supposed to have a couple other coaches on today, and it was mentioned that it was a coach day, and then it's like, we have Jake. But it's like, what sport would Jake coach?
See, here's the thing. People would point to me as coaching golf because they play a lot of golf, but here's why I'd be a terrible golf coach.
We've already
Happer knows
discussed.
this. I am the most emotional person ever. I was uncoachable in high school because I was such a tyrant out there. I was yelling, and you could ask my parents. My parents are very supportive, and they want to watch me golf. And if I was playing bad, I would tell them to go away. I'd say, don't watch me. What an awful kid I was to say that and to say, don't watch me. So I don't think I have the temperament for the sport I love the most, which is golf. I would think I could probably coach tennis. I love tennis. I am a hothead there as well, but I think that's more of a sport you can be a hothead in versus golf. It kind of fires you up. So I would say I would be a tennis coach.
We got to the same place, but for different reasons.
Happer and I immediately went to tennis, and then we said why it wouldn't be golf. And our reason is that your swing is so uniquely tailored to you,
not replicable,
that you can't teach that to anyone else.
Well, I would add this though. Jim Furyk has one of the ugliest effective swings of all time, and I believe he has a very successful camp, or I don't know if it's a foundation, whatever it is. He has certainly helped with a lot of training. So if he can do it with that funky swing, I would think I could maybe assist. But I've always tell people, do not try to copy my swing. It will not work for you. It barely works for me. So I think that you're onto something with why I should not be a golf coach. I would go for the temperament, but certainly the swing itself is a very good answer to that question.
You know, that's a beautiful swing, though, Jake.
Who's that?
Ernie Els.
He does. We do love Ernie Els.
Big Ernie. Big Ernie.
Schaefer know that you guys were in a golf club that no longer sadly exists anymore. My name was Ernie and Ernie L's fan club, and we finished third 2 years last year. Now the pool does not exist anymore. So
They shut
Ernie
it down.
L's was represented by me and it performed well.
Are
last
there
year, but no longer.
Are there that many? Have you found many other Ernie Els heads in the world? Like, is there a group of people who like I really love Ernie Els?
You know,
I'd
I
have
have
to
an
make a trip to
autographed Ernie
South
Els
Africa.
picture, right?
He's from South Africa. I don't know if I'd have to make a trip there. They got a lot of beautiful swinging golfers there. Retief Goosen, great swing. South Africa. Charles Schwartzel, great swing. South Africa. There's a trend. If you're from South Africa, your swing is very smooth. It's something you want to replicate. So I think I could find an L's head there, but I've never trekked across the world to South Africa.
You might
So
be
I don't know any L's heads in America.
America's leading preeminent Ernie Els head, which is great. So what'd you say, Schaefer? You have an
I have an
autograph?
autographed Ernie Els picture.
Did you know this, Jake?
What's that?
That
Jake
Schaefer
knows
has
that I'm an Ernie Els guy.
but Schaefer has an autographed Ernie Els picture.
I think he may have mentioned that before, but I can't say for sure. But it's good to know that, Schaefer. I hope you're taking care of that.
It used to hang right next to my autographed James Blake poster in my garage. It was I just threw it up in the garage like this is where the stuff goes now.
So you had a James Blake and an Ernie Els signed picture. Yeah. That's the most random thing I've ever heard.
I know. That's why I love the pairing of it.
It's great. That's very good.
Jake, how excited are you that Nebraska got an NCAA tournament win before the tournament became fake?
I could go on an hour rant about that.
Please do.
Half AM, but I mean, you guys know that I have been terrified forever that it was going to be the first win. Nebraska talked about being in Dayton for the first win. I would not say that is not their first win. I would argue to the death, but now it's called the first round. I guess technically you have to call that the first win. It's not. I will go to my deathbed on that. Say I'll never count a win outside of Thursday or Friday in the dance as your first win in that respective tournament. So no, I hate the fact that 76 will probably be 140. In a couple of years, because why not? It's a joke. We've ruined the tournament. We all know that. But thanks the Lord that Nebraska got their wins this year.
It's truly amazing.
We don't have to have that
right under the wire. Right under the wire. Now we didn't know it at the time, but maybe we do have a pretty good idea at the time. But it's truly amazing. When we look back at this in 5 or 10 years, and be like, holy crap, they got it done just in time.
I'm also amazed they've never played in the
first four.
Yeah. Like it, for how many times it feels like they have like a quasi bubble team. Last year was probably the best opportunity to do so, and then famously they just didn't win any games.
I think was the play-in game working in 2013 Fort Wayne, Nebraska? Yeah. I think that year they were seen as probably a team going to Dayton, but they got lucky and just got the 11th seed, got waxed by Baylor. But I know that was a conversation that they might be going to Dayton, and we have to have that stupid discussion about if this is an actual win or not. I mean, just pissed off about it, and now I'm getting mad thinking about it again.
Would you like to put up Lincoln to host a group of first four games?
Well, we have the director of sports on a lot from the Visit Lincoln, and I think that he would say, please say yes to that, Jake. We need that for the economy. I just didn't know who's coming to watch those games. Like, if you are in the first games and you are, let's say, I don't know, St. Mary's versus, let's say, SMU, are you traveling to
Would
Lincoln
you have boycotted Dayton?
Yeah, I wouldn't have gone to Dayton. No,
I don't know if I believe that.
Nope, I would say I'm not going to the tournament.
I think you'd have jumped in a car and rode to Dayton.
No, I was not going to Dayton. I'm very thankful we've never had to play in Dayton. I'm not going to Dayton. I don't want to go to Dayton.
Dayton will never be.
You can't make me go to Dayton. I'm not going. Not doing it. I'm not doing it.
But then the pride of the NCAA tournament will be, could potentially be flocking to
to Lincoln. Many people, including the Visitors Bureau folks, would absolutely love it, and the travel and the tourism community, which I know you're very much in tune with. They would love it.
Yeah.
And I do think Lincoln would embrace it as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of.
I think. Yeah, my point. I think Lincoln's actually a perfect site for it. That kind of.
Agreed. They're never going to get
right.
the NCAA tournament. This is the closest they're going to get.
Well, they're working at the convention center. They got a bunch of hotels. They're trying to become a regional site. You're right. It probably will never. They're trying to. They're damnedest to make it happen here.
I think you hold out and you wait. Like you said, Jake, you're working on the other stuff. Get the hotels right. Get the convention center right. Build it, whatever, and just wait out for the real thing. That's what I would do.
So here's the problem also is that if you become a site for that, do you ever graduate to the actual thing? Like
no,
I don't think so. I think
you're just stuck there forever.
I think you're locked in forever.
You're stuck in the purgatory of just being a play-in round. Like that's no place to be.
You're
it's
just a super sick city,
but you're just stuck in purgatory, man.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you got to wait. I think if you're Lincoln, you got to wait out. And certainly if you're Omaha, don't go anywhere near this.
Omaha should have nothing to do with it.
Correct. Thank you.
Because they have hosted tournament games recently.
Wichita, perfect place for it. Send
Wichita,
it off to Wichita.
Albuquerque, Lincoln. Those are places that make sense.
Jake would not drive to Wichita.
Jake wouldn't even leave his house in Lincoln.
No,
when the tournament gets, he's just boarding up.
I am not driving to any round that Nebraska is playing in to get to the dance. I will watch the game. If they have to, I'm supportive, but I'm not going to that game. I'm not doing it.
Well, you're lucky they got their tournament win this year, and their tournament wins this year.
And I was there, and it was awesome.
And it was in a real city too, even though they ran out of beer or whatever. But it was in a real city.
I'm surprised we have not discussed the epic series that was between the Guardians and the
Royals. I was going to ask.
Yeah, the middest split of all time.
Which, I thought it was only a 3-game set, and so I figured Cleveland would go 1-2, and then I realized it was 4, and the split only felt natural for two teams.
Well,
that
thanks
play
for ruining the good
same.
vibes of the Royals, Schaefer. I mean, you guys always, try to rain in the parade of KC when they're doing something good. 5 straight wins. It's all over. Reagan's is hurt. The Lugo can't pitch it all anymore, and the bats are fine besides the game that they lost 3-1. But thanks, Schaefer. Thanks for ruining a good thing. We appreciate the Guardians for just doing everything that was going well. No one likes the Guardians. No one.
That's
not true. I do.
I will say I love their announcer. He's awesome.
Everybody loves Tom Hamilton.
TV guy.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Have you heard about the latest drama this week with the Royals about how this Hawaiian Bros pizza thing?
I read a little bit, and I saw them put out a release yesterday. Can you refresh me on what's happening there?
So they had done a deal this year where if the Royals score 6 runs in a game, then everyone gets a free classic plate lunch at Hawaiian Bros Pizza.
Oh, no.
And they were doing it all the time. And people were bombarding Hawaiian Bros Pizza. And they had to shut it down. They were like, it's now a buy one, get one free and reward members. And they made all these stipulations. And now since they've done that, they've lost their last 2 games. And so they're saying that Hawaiian Bros Pizza ruined the season, actually.
Okay. A question. So, did you have to have a ticket to go there, or was it any Royals fan could go to the game?
It was literally anybody.
Okay, so anybody. See, that's the problem. You can't. Hawaiian Bros made a terrible decision. That they were saying, "Hey, this team has no offense. It's never going to happen." It's crazy as the games are going. No, they should honor that, but make a stipulation about you have to be in attendance at the game.
I agree, but they did not do that. They did not have the foresight. So
figure this out.
Yeah, Hawaiian Bros Pizza may have actually tanked the
season. What do you call it? Hawaiian Bros Pizza,
or is it not pizza? Or
it's just Hawaiian Bros.
Sorry, Hawaiian Bros. Hawaiian Bros.
I was like, they do pizza now?
I don't know. Maybe do they not have pizza?
I don't think so.
Oh crap! What
they
kind
just
of
have sandwiches and Hawaiian fare?
I never been to a Hawaiian Bros.
Severe will take you.
Happer sticks to Jack in the Box and he goes to KC Schaefer. You know that.
That's true. Although they're getting rid of them, kind of. They're rapidly going away in Kansas City. Yeah.
Wow.
A little concerning.
I don't think I've ever been to a Jack in the Box in Kansas City.
Tacos, 2 for $1.
Yeah.
Didn't your daddy go get a bunch of those and bring them back? What was the story on the tacos at Jack?
Yeah, one time he tried to order 20 and they said their taco machine was broken. I was like, you guys are liars. But
that
okay.
sounds like a very
Taco
real
machine.
thing. A
Like,
taco machine.
There's no taco machine. That does it.
I want to see a taco machine. What does that even look like? Where do
I
you
too
find a
am
taco
interested.
machine at?
I'm not sure. Well, okay, Jake, what do you got on tap this weekend? Golf, I assume.
I'm a little embarrassed to say this, but I'm going to anyways. I'm going to make my debut at Haymarket Park for the season tonight for the Iowa. Yeah, I have not been to a game yet. Epic season. They have, and here's the thing. I'm clear because if they lose, I know they already have that loss to Kansas. They're 20-1 at home. So if they lose, it's not my fault. I didn't jinx anything. They had the one loss, so I'm off. Me if they lose tonight. So I'll be going to tonight, 6 p.m. Iowa, Nebraska baseball game, and then some Mother's Day stuff this weekend. I got to do some mulching of the yard. All sorts of fun stuff.
Remember, don't at Jake if Nebraska baseball loses. They already
not my
lost.
It's
fault.
not his fault.
I jinxed nothing.
Okay. All right, Jake. Have a good weekend. See ya.
You two guys. See ya.
Jake Sorensen from The Ticket in Lincoln. He hosts the morning show with Sipple and Bill Bush. And if they lose,
it's not Giancarlo's fault.
It's not Jake's fault.
And you're never getting him to Dayton.
He will never, ever, ever, not even if there's a fire, go to Dayton.
Yeah.
Never go to Dayton. All right, we're back with the bracket sim. We'll get you out of here on 1620 The Zone. What a week it was. Many things occurred. Many things were yelled at. Things of that nature, including but not limited to the first four in its existence. Dayton. Recruits. People who talk about recruits. Things of that nature.
Things of that nature.
What a time it was. By the way, Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith are yelling at each other on the television at the moment, and Joey Colbert is riveted. He is taken out a moment. Did you record this?
Yeah, it's on my YouTube TV.
You gonna go back after your 3.5 hour nap today and take
Was
a
this
look?
like a part
No.
of your childhood?
Yeah, it was. It
Okay.
was like in my high school days, just watching them in the morning. Just
Skip.
every time the Packers win a game or they beat the Cowboys, that's like one of the first things I'll turn on to. Is anything that Skip Bayless is on, because he's an Aaron Rodgers hater. He always brings up Mason Crosby. He calls him Mason Crosbar for those two.
So it
50+
sounds like he
kicks.
was an early adopter of two failures for the Packers, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Schaefer.
He just
He was on it early.
he has a beef with Aaron Rodgers.
Well,
Well,
there's a lot of people.
Yeah,
that
many do. Many
A lot
do.
of he's known for beefs.
I'm surprised you don't have a beef with Aaron Rodgers at this point.
Not really. I
Okay.
mean, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm more appreciative for the Super Bowl, lone Super Bowl.
He did go to that one Super Bowl. People forget that.
and then just near the end of his time there, I grew tired of him, and now I'm happy with what we got with Jordan Love at quarterback.
You know what people will never get tired of? Hosting regionals,
That's true.
of which, according to the bracketology on pairratings.com, Nebraska is not
for
hosting
the
a
current,
regional.
but for the projected, they remain.
Right. They're going to Norman for the current bracket. Creighton in the NCAA tournament as well, according to this.
What do you think Oklahoma's conference record is, by the way?
How many games have they played?
24.
Probably pretty
17
close.
and 7.
Probably pretty close to 500.
They're 12 and 12.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
12 and 12 and a national seed. I don't know. It seems odd.
Well, I mean, who have they beat out of the 12? I mean, that matters.
Sure. I mean, you get 24 opportunities in baseball to play these teams, but
So a lot of your schedule will be made up of pretty elite
really,
teams.
really good teams.
Yeah. On my simulation, Nebraska has won the Norman Regional, where then they will go to Los Angeles to be the number 1 overall seed and wagon UCLA and lose.
Oof.
So they will not go to the college.
Exact
World
same.
Series. Yeah.
Yeah. Mine too.
Creighton also doesn't make it out. But here's the Connor World Series. UCLA, Kansas, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Texas, NC State, North Carolina, and Georgia Tech. UCLA, Georgia Tech in the final. That's kind of fun. Georgia Tech keeps being in the final. Almost every single time I do this, once a day, Georgia Tech's in the final.
I have Georgia over Alabama in my simulation in the final.
Ooh, that's
UCLA
fun.
over Auburn, and it was a day after I said I haven't had UCLA ever win this thing.
There you go.
So they've heard.
They listen. In the projected bracket, Nebraska is hosting a regional. The number 11 seed. In my simulation, they've lost to Tennessee. They did not make it out of the regional. What about your guys'? I guess we're all doing sims now, right?
Same thing.
Triple sim.
Nebraska losing to Tennessee.
Okay. Schaefer's is advancing to
It
Super.
is a college World Series.
I haven't got that in a
Wow.
long time. You keep getting it. It gives you what you want.
I had
It knows.
Nebraska losing to A&M in the national championship yesterday.
Wow.
And speaking of national championship, I have Texas A&M winning again. This time against Miami.
So the College World Series would be UCLA, Wake Forest, Mississippi State, Cincinnati, Alabama, Kansas, Nebraska, Liberty.
Weird.
It'd be
Liberty.
a very weird College World Series.
That is an odd one. Yeah. Pretty fun field with the exception of Nebraska. Nebraska
Such a bad take.
not going to the College World Series
So bad.
in mine either. UCLA
Honk, honk.
wins again, and Kansas makes it again, by the way. Kansas keeps going. People are believers in Kansas.
I love the Jayhawks.
Nothing could
Well, they'll have their bullpen when they're playing in the region.
of course, and that will fix them. They that's a program that still has to take a couple
couple lumps, I think, to get to the College World Series. It's been an incremental build for them. I just do not think they're ready.
Okay.
They went 2-Q in the regional last year. Maybe hosting and making it to a super is the next step, but I don't know if it's going all the way back to Omaha yet. Not sure that they're ready, but it can happen. I certainly didn't think that Stony Brook was ready when it happened.
Yeah,
that's for sure. John writes in, you could offer me $1 million to watch First Take, and I would not watch it.
That is a lot of money to not watch.
I would watch First Take.
I'll take the money.
I would watch First Take for $1 million.
I'll take the money and just tune out.
I watch First Take for like $100.
Just have it in the background.
Would you watch First Take for $10?
I would not watch First Take for $10.
Okay.
No.
So there is a line.
I think it's $100.
Okay.
If you give me $100, I'd watch it.
If it's enough to feed me 4 meals, then I'll definitely take it.
So you need $100.
You're recording it, Joey.
Yeah, but
so
you're
doing
watching it.
for
You're
free.
you're out of this.
Yeah,
you're out.
That's true.
What would you watch First Take for?
$100 seems fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not watching it unless someone's paying.
Yeah.
So I mean,
what about $50?
I'd probably do it for $50.
Really?
Yeah.
What about $20?
No.
What if I said I'd buy you 2 beers?
You buy me Qdoba, I'm doing it.
I buy you Qdoba.
I mean,
that's like
that's
$15.
That's literally $20.
Yeah.
Not even $20. It's $15.
So wow, your price is pretty low.
But it's Qdoba, so how
How
can
about you
put
get
it?
some standard?
You can't put price on Qdoba.
That's true. It is Qdoba. And it's camaraderie. All right. That'll do it for us today. We appreciate you guys listening. Hopefully everybody enjoys their weekend. We'll see you out at the ballpark if you're there. Let's do a crossover with Matt coming up next.